So now that we're all set, let's get into the starting lineups here really quickly. There won't be much of a goal scoring recap to have to go through because there hasn't been many goals. So it's Sebastian Aho, Teuvo Teravainen, Zach Jarvis with Jacob Slavin and Tony DeAngelo. Vincent Trocheck, Andrei Svechnikov, Martin Necas, Brady Shea, and Brett Pesce will be on the second line defense. Jordan Staal, Nino Niederreiter with Jesper Fast, and Jesperi Kotkaniemi with Steven Lorentz and Max Domi. Antti Ranta is going to be in goal. And for the New York Rangers, it's Mika Zibanejad with Chris Kreider and Frank Vatrano, Ryan Lindgren, and Adam Fox. I think Gerard Gallant did some changes there with Andrew Kopp, so this might not be exactly accurate, but we'll give you what we got. Ryan Strome, Artemi Panarin, Andrew Kopp with Keandre Miller and Jacob Trouba on the second line defense. Philip Zito, Alexei Lafreniere, Capo Caco, and Kevin Rooney. Tyler Mott and Ryan Reeves with Igor Shesterkin in goal. So the reason why there isn't going to be much of a goal scoring recap because there hasn't been many goals. This has been the throwback series, as it was when Cooper and I were doing a little bit of the Dallas Stars and the Calgary Flames game. Carolina won both games at home at PNC. They've been excellent at PNC. They're a perfect 5-0 in this postseason right now. They won 2-1 and 2-0. In game one, it was Sebastian Aho in the third period at the 17:37 mark with Ian Cole in overtime. And then Antti Ranta made 27 of 28 saves. And then in game two was Brendan Smith with a shorthanded goal assisted by Teravainen and Aho. And then an empty net by Aho in the final second as Ranta had a 21 save shutout. So as we get an official call here, your goalies are Igor Shesterkin and Antti Ranta as advertised. Antti Ranta has only given up one goal in this series. And the thing for Antti Ranta is he's only had to make a 27 out of 28 saves in game one for a 2-1 win, and then a 21 save shutout in game two. So it's been pretty low event as far as what Carolina would consider for goals and all of that. And for the Rangers, look, I mean, it's pretty simple. If you don't score goals, you don't win. They have one goal in these two games as we're getting set for the center ice face-off here, and it's won by the Carolina Hurricanes and then inadvertently put down the ice here. So it's going to be Keandre Miller, the second line defense out there with Jacob Trouba, trying to get this out of the top left of the faceoff circle. 2-on-1 developing here. Pass, looking for Lafreniere on the other side, and he missed it there. Breakaway, stolen there by Capo Caco. He had some sticks in there in front. It could have been a breakaway there. There should have been a pass there for Trouba. But we're going to get going here with the Rangers toward the blue line side of things. It gets blocked out in front, set out in front by Caco. He couldn't finish it. Pick back up, though. So third line is out there right now for the start for Gerard Gallant. He's trying to jumpstart anything that he possibly can. And this one goes back to Jacob Slavin and Tony DeAngelo. Tony DeAngelo has this now behind the goal cage of Antti Ranta. Again, he's been absolutely terrific. The backup goalie's been called into duty for the first two rounds because Freddie Anderson's not been able to go. Rod Brind'Amour and organization wanted him to go through all the injury stuff, but it looks like Carolina's been playing so well, it's been the perfect decision. And once Freddie Anderson does come back, then you get the situation where if Ranta's been really good, maybe you stick with him, and if not, you get Freddie Anderson some burn. So I think we're going to have a power play immediately here. We're going to get the official call. So this is not going to be great for the Rangers or the Hurricanes to start this one right now. Let me get the actual box score pulled up and not yesterday's. So it looks like Ryan Lindgren is going to be guilty of a hook and hold. So it's going to put Carolina on the power play. He did it against Seth Jarvis. So 2 minutes for cross-checking. That's what we have right now at the 18:53 mark of the first period. John out here with you from Madison Square Garden. Since plans were changed, I'm going to cover the one series that I have not hit yet in the semifinals, and that is the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Rangers as we've gone full circle from the Western Conference to the East. We're backwards this time. So Kopp is going to get this one down the ice, and Carolina can really inadvertently start their power plays. They're behind their own net of Antti Ranta. Niederreiter. We'll get this one out in front. Jarvis. The rookie's having an excellent campaign right now. He was cut off. And now this is behind the net of Shesterkin, stuck in between some skates there for the Rangers, but they were able to get this across the blue line. And now the Carolina power play is done at minute 25. Vincent Trocheck. Nice toe drag, lost the puck, and he's going to corral this thing around the end boards. Nice pick up there by Jarvis, and a pass into an empty, inadvertent wing. There's a turnover there. And then the stick was knocked out of the hand. A one-on-one attempt there for Chris Kreider, the 50-goal scorer, and he lost it. So Carolina's power play, by the time they get into this neutral zone, is going to be about under a minute at this point once they get set up. 17:50 left to go in the first period of this Low-scoring series so far. It's been a total of 5 goals. Jesperi Kotkaniemi tried to play that one across for Natchez. Natchez will sit around for his defenseman Slavin. Throws it back to Svechnikov. Niederreiter. Now for Slavin at the blue line side. Back to Nino. Nino was able to play it through. Chance there for Svechnikov, and I think he was trying to aim for that right side post, and he just missed it. Down to 30 seconds now. Carolina's finally got some puck possession, but no shots yet on this power play. Slavin fake the slap shot pass. Tip out in front by Niederreiter. Stopped by Shesterkin. And now it's on the left side of the boards. Picked up there by Nino. Nino's going to move this around with Svechnikov's help. Right out front, what a pass! And good defense there by the Blue Shirts to knock that one away as Seidel will chip and chase this one down. He's going to try to win a 1-on-2 battle, but he's going to pay a heavy price. He's holding a little bit of the stick. That would have been Kevin Rooney as well. Stolen there, and then the penalty is killed. So the Rangers have survived the first test. Again, there really hasn't been a lot of goals here as Keandre Miller will spin this thing back around. They're going to try to get this across the red line, are the Rangers, but they lost it. Picked back up in their own end as Miller took some contact then, but I think we have an offsides entry. 16:38 left to go in the first period. It is 3 shots for Carolina. It is 2 for the Rangers right now, according to this shot board that is not up yet. This is all in my head because ESPN really doesn't do a good job of showing all of that. We will get you the official stats when we get more time in here. Right now, it is 3 shots to nothing from what I see, all in favor of Carolina. So some of those missed opportunities that came really close, none of those really counted then at this point. Slavin, get this one down to Igor Shesterkin. He doesn't really have to come all the way out of the goal crease, but the pass is still intercepted there by the Hurricanes. Stahl trying to get on this thing right now. Philip Seidel, the drag ahead. He tried to cut off Brett Pesce. He took an excellent route to the puck. The Rangers almost got to this one, and now Seidel was able to get back to it, but he threw a backhanded pass into nobody in particular. It's a 2-on-2 here for the Carolina Hurricanes. Stahl was looking for a deflection. Kept in nicely by Jarvis at the blue line. And so Shesterkin's going to go back out of the goal crease to play this one. It goes back to Lindgren. So Lindgren now is going to hold as the forwards will get a wholesale line change here for the Rangers. Stolen toward the red line and then immediately dumped back in. So Rangers will start this again with Keandre Miller. So Keandre Miller and Lindgren are the defensive partners right there. Teddy Panarin trying to skate 1-on-4. Gets the pass out there to Alexei Lafreniere, and his pass was a little bit dangerous there as it went in between 4 different Hurricanes. So the Rangers now are going to attack right to left across the timeline once they can get to the neutral zone. And the Hurricanes will be left to right. The Hurricanes are in the white and red piping, and the Rangers are in the home blue shirts with the red at the bottom. Put down the ice. No icing. It is waved off. And the Rangers, again, they've been stuck in the neutral zone for about the 3rd straight possession. Now they try to get this across the red line, so no icing because it was last touched there by the Hurricanes. Try to get picked up against Slavin for the Rangers side of things, and it's put back down again where this finds Lindgren. Lindgren really hasn't had to move, and neither has Keandre Miller. Tyler Mott, series of moves, trying to get around 3 different Hurricanes. Svechnikov pokes this one away, and it's just been a neutral zone battle here right now throughout the first 3 minutes of this last part of it, from 17 mark to 14 mark, or the 14:35. It's been a neutral zone struggle streak. So again, with 4 goals only scored in this series right now for Carolina and just 1 for the Rangers, you would expect a defensive battle like this. And again, I think it really goes back to favoring, as Shesterkin, the puck just finds him. They're just going to hold on. But it really goes back to favoring Carolina, because for the amount of times that I've covered the Hurricanes, and then even some of the games in the playoffs, I mean, if you give them a 1-goal lead, it's already about a 90% win chance. You give them a 2-goal lead, the game is over. I mean, there really is no doubt about it. They're plus 15 at home. They're minus 8 on the road. They haven't won a game on the road. They've won every game at home. So obviously something's going to have to correct itself at some point, because they are perfect 5-0 at home, and they are 0-3 on the road. They're the only remaining playoff team without a road win. And again, you can ride home ice advantage for as much as you want, but you don't really want to have everything go to a game 7 when you're considering you're really dominating this series. Not a lot of goals, but defense has been very, very good here for Carolina. And it's one thing with the rally towels and PNC and Raleigh, but you would think with a defensive style, with some of the forwards, again, they haven't really broke out. Maybe that's more credit to the Rangers and Igor Shesterkin, who's kind of found a little bit of his game. But Both of these goalies, if we're being very, very honest, as the shot by Cole was glove saved and held by Shesterkin, they haven't had a lot to do. And again, that favors Carolina in terms of here's another shot by Cole one more time. It was the record on repeat and then stopped. So with not a lot of shots, you're talking about, let's say, roughly 23 to 25 shots for each one of these goalies. I mean, that's easy, light work. So you got really good forwards. You have one of the best defense. I've always said with Jacob Slavin, Pesci, Shea, all these guys are excellent. Another shot into the traffic, and Shesterkin has made 3 straight saves that have all kind of looked the same. 1 for Cole, 2 for Brady Shea, and 3 straight faceoff wins for Carolina. So they're padding that stat there early. As we might see the same fourth play, they're just getting a screen right out in front. They've got the tip there. Niederreiter was right there, but Shesterkin made the save, and we're going to do this again. So it seems like maybe just 5 seconds have passed within 3 straight faceoff wins. Stoll is going to get kicked out of the draw now, and Zibanejad will be on the other side waiting. So Niederreiter and Zibanejad, and now the Rangers finally get a defensive zone draw after 3 straight shots against Shesterkin. 2 of them were screened, 1 of them was not. Try to get around there. Chris Kreider will get this one down. Andrew Kopp, acquired from the Winnipeg Jets, an excellent 200-foot player. Again, he just has to stay away from the concussion issues. You could throw him between the first, second, or third line. He'd be able to get the job done, no problem. But Gerard Gallant had to shuffle the lines a little bit, as a smart man would when your team only has 1 goal within the 2 games. Raanta he saved this one immediately before it went to Kopp that was cutting right off the back, and he would have been wide open. But Raanta stuck the big glove out there to intercept that pass. So we're going to look right now, and I will give you some scoring updates of anything else that's going on right now. So I have the midday game here. Again, this is still going to be toward the evening side once this finishes. I reached out to Cooper Hopkins in the sense of when we're going to get to this Calgary-Edmonton game. Again, I was supposed to have plans on today to hang out with the missus. That got canceled there. And with the rain and everything also coming as well, I might as well stay in and do a game as well, because Southeast Michigan, it's hot outside, but not as hot as New York right now, where it's in the 90s. So that's game 3 at 8 p.m. The series is tied at 1. Calgary took the first one in the 15-goal Battle of Alberta, and then it was immediately, let's go to the other game here so I can give you the accurate score. I'm going to stay here with you throughout the most of this commercial break here. So it was 9-6 in favor of Calgary, then it was 5-3 for the Flames. So him and I were talking maybe about a possible goal correction in that series. We just have not seen that at this point. And let me give you another scoring update here. It's looking real bleak for the Florida Panthers, although they did get one on the board. They're down 3-1 with half the third period left to go still. So it was a 13-21 mark, late goals. From Corey Perry is 5th. From Nikita Kucherov and Ryan McDonough, Sam Reinhart is 3rd on the power play from Alexander Barkov and Jonathan Huberdeau at 16:07. It was tied 1-1 after 1. Then Eric Chernak at 2:54. We're really off the open with Andre Palat and Ross Colton, and then Steven Stamkos from Victor Hedman and Nikita Kucherov made it 3-1. And so far, no goals have been scored in the last stanza, and that sounds good to the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are at home. They took the first 2 games on the road at FLA Live Arena. So the Cats are in trouble. I should say the Big Cat's doing a great job here because he's only given up 1. Let's see what the saves are. It's 24 out of 25 for Vasilevsky, and it's 30 out of 33 for Bobrovsky. So they could take a big 3-0 lead, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and that series is pretty much over. I tried to be polite with Cooper and say I would give it 6. He said we'd be more 4 or 5. I think it's going to be more toward his range. He's going to be right. So Lafreniere has up the backhand now as we're back into the action. Trying to get tipped in front. It just went to the left post of Raanta. And it just was big hit on the other side by Ryan Strome as he laid the pane. Smack down, here comes the pane. 3-on-1. This is Fost trying to play this one over. Pick back up. Blocker saved by Shesterkin. The heavy rebound went right back to the Blue Shirts where they can get this one settled up. Now, Fost was able to steal it there from Artemi Panarin. And Alexei Lafreniere is going to get toward open wing side of this. This goes back to Keandre Miller. Miller now will spin around the goal crease as he still got this, and he left it there for Jacob Trouba. Now Chris Kreider, Artemi Panarin, Kreider holding off the backhand. shot front gets stopped. Trouba was also on a piece of it. It was Hedel as well. Now we'll get this back there to Trouba. Trouba gets his pass blocked off. Trouba one more time, doubled. There is an open wing there for Teravainen. If the Carolina Hurricanes can get it there, the Aho attempt was stopped by Shesterkin and now picked up by Seidel. Trouba now is behind his goal crease. He's going to play this one as defensive partner, Keandre Miller. Keandre Miller is going to bounce this one inadvertently between the two Rangers, picked up now by Hedel. He goes off the backhand and wants to take this one, and Ronta alertly held that right post. And it's 12:02 left to go in the first period. Both goalies have been very, very strong at this point right now, but there hasn't really been much to go for as far as offensive chances. And they showed in the qualifying round of game one. This is when stuff was still on NBC. It was Strome and Shea. They were laying hits on each other, and apparently Strome got an inadvertent comeback from a couple of years ago when he was injured by Brady Shea. So that was good work there by ESPN and the former NBC crew there of the rest of those guys and Ryan McDonough and Ray Ferraro. So the puck immediately goes out of the players' bench there in the glass. There's going to be no penalty here because it was inadvertently tipped. So 11:53 left to go in this first period. Carolina leads this Eastern Conference semifinal. Again, John out here with you as your play-by-play man. I'm in New York, Madison Square Garden. This is the only series I did not get to in the semifinal part. We started it in the Eastern Conference when it was the quarterfinals, and then we went from the west to the east and worked backwards. So now it was the first one there, and now a couple opportunities for Shesterkin to make some saves. He made about 3 of them. Another shot stopped there from Slavin. It was a Shesterkin pad save. It was into the screen, picked up by Svechnikov. Trocheck trying to do some work. Svechnikov's got it now in behind the goal cage. Svechnikov nicely holding off the backhand, trying to get around Alexei Lafreniere. Still got it right now. They can't dislodge him from the puck. Shot through the screen. Hit a bunch of blue shirts in front. And now this goes back to Jacob Slavin. It's 12 shots on goal for the Carolina Hurricanes to 2 for the New York Rangers. It has been all Shesterkin right now, make it 13 as the shot that was dumped in was stopped by the goal stick. Andrew Kopp gets it stolen there. The Hurricanes look to try to settle this thing down toward the blue line, but it was too tough of a pass to catch. And this is Kopp getting smoked on the left side boards. And then the Rangers return the favor there. Put down the blue line, and this could be an icing. And this is Lindgren will touch up. It's going to be an offensive zone draw for the New York Rangers. Again, just 2 shots on goal to 13 for the Carolina Hurricanes. A lot of their shots, I wouldn't say, with the exception of the last flurry of 3 right in front of the slot. A lot of them have been from the blue line looking to be tipped. They're very, very confident right now between whether it's Slavin or Shea or Pesce, any of those ones to get those shots right in on net and try to, do something early there, get traffic in front, look for tips. They're just taking control of the pace of play in this game, although there's been no goal scored. Again, Ronta's only had to make 2 saves. So, again, he only would have given up 2 more goals than he would have at this point. Because, again, with cerebral palsy, I would have a hard time in the goal crease. But Ronta hasn't had much to do. So, Panarin gets us across the blue line, now working his way across the red. Off the backhand, he gets the zone entry between 3 Carolina Hurricanes. But the puck is now dumped in behind the cage of Ronta. Pesce being hounded there by Panarin, gets this one across the blue line. Seth Jarvis had it alertly sticked away there by Jacob Trouba. Trouba now gets that one from Keandre Miller, and this gets down the ice as Panarin missed a pass, and this goes back to Pesce. Lafreniere has been on the second line. He's been very noticeable right now. I've said that a lot even in the first round there for Lafreniere. I like his game for the second-year man. Picked up now by Mika Zibanejad. Zibanejad looking for chance for Kreider. The 51 goal scorer had his shot deflected in toward the right faceoff dot. It's in behind the goal cage, and now the Hurricanes are going to be taking a penalty. This is going to be the first one for the Rangers. Shot stopped in front by Ronta off the backhand, and it went wide just toward the right faceoff dot. If there was any rebound there, the Rangers in the second opportunity would have had one to get there first, but they do have the first power play of their attempt here, as it was Brady Shea going in the box. We're going to get to see what the official call is, but it's going to be Rangers on the power play as they're going to get there first. It's Brady Shea holding Mika Zibanejad at the 10:40 mark of the first. When we come back, we're going to call a Blue Shirts power play. Stick with me. Oh, oh man.
You guys are here early. The text said you were ready to go. So, should we get right into it? Nick, there's hot food present. I can't study on your empty stomach, dude. Now at McDonald's, buy one sausage McMuffin, sausage biscuit, or hash browns, and get another for just $1. A deal this good makes it better.
So the ESPN moniker, before we get back into the official action, is showing the low scoring totals. It was a 2-1 win in overtime for Carolina, and then a 2-0 win in Game 2. It's going to be in the box for Carolina here. So the Rangers, as we're getting back in the official action at the 9:20 mark of the first period, we are scoreless. It's a 15-3 shot advantage for Carolina. This one inadvertently gets dumped down the ice, so New York is going to have to start their power play breakout in from their own end. And we'll see if they got something going here. They've got to get some goals on the board here. They've only had one in the first two games. Pesce was able to get the puck out and avoid a huge check, and it went all the way back down to Shesterkin. Again, within the span of 20 seconds, he's already had to play it twice. So Carolina gets the early clear both times, and they may have another one here with Pesce. He plays it off the backhand. Zibanejad's going to need some support with Panarin to get this one around the left face-off dot now. It's still in their blue shirt zone. Picked up by Zibanejad. Kreider will get this across. And the Rangers can finally set up and take their time with 1:10 left into the power play. Fake the slap shot. Zibanejad tries to let this one go, and he whistled it way wide off the glass. Picked up now by Adam Fox, the Norris Trophy candidate here for the best defenseman. Panarin looking for a tip by Kreider, and that just went to the side of the net. Zibanejad now. Zibanejad holding on the left face-off circle, trying to leave this one for Fox. Across for Panarin. Slap pass. Zibanejad lets it go! Scores! The Rangers finally get something going here. It took a power play to do it. They needed something. This is Game 3. They're in Madison Square Garden. They were outscored 2-1 in overtime and 2-0. And the second goal of the series right now for the Rangers is first blood here in Game 3 as you get the wonderful chant there for the Rangers goal scoring there, and you just haven't had much. That's only the second time they were able to play that. If you were at a visiting party there for MSG, if they had those, and the first one at home in the semifinals in Zibanejad, he was able to sneak that in between the goal stick and the left post of Raanta. So it's 1-0 Rangers, 8:06 left to go in the first period. Mika Zibanejad with the power play goal, his fourth this postseason, his ninth career playoff goal. And again, a lot of that stuff has been from the 7-game series between the Pittsburgh Penguins. So even that one could have went south there for the Rangers. But if they find some offense, again, the Rangers are very similar in terms of what Carolina can provide, in the sense of they're a really good defensive team too. If they can find some offense in the mix of it, maybe they can push something into it. And again, Carolina is 0-for-3 on the road right now. They lost all 3 games. They got beat down by the Boston Bruins at TD Garden. So we'll see what ends up happening with this one. Maybe I would say the Rangers aren't the same level of goal scoring that Boston could be, but again, Chris Kreider with 51 goals, you have Panarin, you have Zibanejad, you have a lot of really good pieces there. It was the acquisition of Frank Vatrano and Andrew Kopp. I mean, we just haven't seen the power play prowess, and we see it now with Mika Zibanejad, but the offense in general in this series has just been completely non-existent. So Trocheck had an opportunity, got deflected. Natchez picks it up. Tony DeAngelo into the screen. This one gets blocked. So the Hurricanes are still content right now. And again, it's very, very early. Just 7 minutes left to go in the first to get those shots in there. Pass out front, Svechnikov, one, a save by Shesterkin. Snow Angel half flip. He stopped the attempt. I believe that was Kasperi Kotkaniemi. Yes, it was. Svechnikov made a brilliant breakaway pass there for Kasperi Kotkaniemi. And Igor Shesterkin stacking the pads, going all the way back out there against the grain, makes the glove save. Big time stop there for the likely Vezina winner, Igor Shesterkin. Just as your team scored a goal, sometimes you got to be that big time puck stopper. Shesterkin's made 13 saves right now. He's perfect, although it's early. Face-off win. This is Tony DeAngelo. The shot has gone wide. It's picked back in toward the right face-off dot by the Carolina Hurricanes, being roughed up a little bit there by Trouba and Keandre Miller as the second-line defense will team up there. Shea comes all the way back down to play behind the goal cage of Raanta, intercepted there by the Rangers, and now picked up by Shea. He gets smoked toward the left side or the right face-off dot. Slavin, breakout pass, Niederreiter. Going to find Lorentz, and Lorentz lost it there. Kevin Rooney avoids a big body check. This goes in toward the blue line, but it cannot be held. Brett Pesce out there with Shea. He's going to rocket this one around the kick plate. So Shesterkin will come back out to play this one. The goal streak. Big hit on the other side. Dislodged the puck by Shea. And now stolen. 2-on-1 here for the Rangers. Mika Zibanejad. Toe drag. Backhand stop there by Raanta. He was trying to get his second one there. Beautiful move by Zibanejad, but Raanta stood up to the task. Jesper Fast open toward the right face-off dot. His shot goes up and on a play. And now we have a commotion here toward the right side boards. The ESPN camera hasn't cut. I know I saw it there. It was Lindgren and Pesce. I indeed saw it there, but it was a little too late. It was cut in by the Zebras. By the time the camera cut, there isn't much for me to tell you here, but it was Lindgren and Pesce in toward the right side boards. Zibanejad got a clean steal. It was a 2-on-1. Beautiful toe drag over Shea. He went over the backhand and hit Raanta off the side of the head toward the ear and stayed out. 1-0 Rangers off a Zibanejad power play goal. 5:37 left in the first. When we come back, we'll call the rest of the action.
We got iPhone 13s too. Switched 2 minutes ago, literally right before us. iPhone 13 on us on any unlimited plan for every customer. With plans starting at just $35. All on the network more people rely on. Get ready for more. More tropical flavor. More refreshing. And more ways to get going.
So it's a little bit nicer today than it was with the extreme heat yesterday. At 63 degrees, it was about 86 with the heavy rain. Again, we had a tornado touchdown here in Michigan on that Friday. That was in Gaylord. That's a little bit up north of where I'm at right now because we're more toward the Waterford Highland area and all of that. But tornado touchdown a little bit scary. So I had a little bit of a sense of a couple of people I knew that went to the same high school as me in that situation. And thankfully their house and everything else and all that is still withstanding. Everything else is okay. So the intermittent weather that you usually get throughout the summer doesn't happen too much here in Michigan in the sense of getting a little bit of everything as far as the 4 seasons. But with a tornado touchdown, it can be a little scary, but might be able to dodge a few raindrops here today, maybe some thunderstorms, and then that should be it. Hopefully it'll start to warm up a little bit though too, because we're at May 22nd right now on a Sunday and a midday, and a lot of 60s, 70s days haven't really hit the 80s, 90s at all. Get back in the action here. This is Strome. He's going to be opposed there by Jarvis. Jarvis able to win the draw here for Carolina in the offensive zone. This gets put in toward the right faceoff dot where it finds Brett Pesce. Intercepted there by the blue shirts, and now this goes back down the red line where we will play this one more time, Pesci. Pesci now pinballs this one, so Sturkin will make the save, so technically that's going to count for one. And now Lindgren in behind the goal cage. Panarin, there's a cross check on the other side with no puck. I imagine there's going to be some Rangers fans that are going to be up in arms about that, as Adam Fox got smoked right in front of the Zebras and there was no call. Maybe they thought it was some kind of inverted contact. I thought I saw a stick into the back. Picked up there by Alexei Lafreniere. Lafreniere trying to keep this alive on the blue line side, and this goes back to K'Andre. K'Andre is going to get this one now from Jacob Trouba and play this one back. K'Andre Miller fanned on a pass, and now it was picked up by Mika Zibanejad. Great play there across, and instead of the pass, I thought if he would have just taken that one right off the front, I think that was Chris Kreider elected to pass instead of shoot off the one-on-one. I think he would have fooled Ronta there. By the time the pass came across, Ronta was already in perfect position toward that right side post to be able to make that save. He elected to pass to Strome instead of taking it himself. And I thought that might have been a mistake there, a little bit of a bailout for Ronta. 4:48 left to go in the first period. John on here with you from Madison Square Garden. This is Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. This is the Rangers and the Hurricanes. The Rangers really need to get their offense going, and they did. They drew first blood. Stolen there, and a chance for Ronta to make a save, and he came up big off the screen in front of Rooney and Reeves as the fourth line tried to make something happen. But the Rangers now have just their second goal of the series, and we're sitting in Game 3 right now. Carolina is up 2-0 in this series, but much like everything else with the Carolina Hurricanes, we can say this. They're perfect at PNC. They're 5-0 at home, but they're 0-3 on the road. You would think something would have to give in between this team. Again, I talk about the praises of Carolina. Again, they can win these games, 1-0, 2-1, 3-2 at most. It'll be the most they would give up. But just there's too many reasons to believe that the road would correct itself in terms of the record. They're just really good on all fronts. They're able to turn and fire, and it was stopped and held by Pesci. Shea tried to pinch in there as well on the forward side of things, as Niederreiter was also trying to get in there. Good forechecking there by Carolina to be able to kill some more time. And Niederreiter was trying to oppose Jesper Fast, and they have to just send this one in. This goes back to Brendan Smith, former Detroit Red Wing here. He got one of the goals there in Game 2, and they got a meeting in toward the players' bench as everyone else is trying to separate here as they can actually make some changes. You don't want to get called for too many men on the ice. Picked up by Carolina, pinballed off the goal stick up Shesterkin. And now this is in across the red line. The Canes get this one down, intercepted there by the Rangers, and Mika Zibanejad. He tried to flutter this off a backhand. It's still stuck in between the Rangers logo, the original 6 logo at that for the New York Rangers. And we get a whistle. So it's going to be a neutral zone faceoff here as we get an inadvertent offsides. 3:32 left to go in this fast-moving period. It's been a power play aside. Again, they're showing Jesper Fast and Stahl just trying to get to the bench, and all of a sudden we see Lundgren, we see Ryan Reeves, anyone else in the fourth line, Tyler Mott, again, former New Jersey Devil and all of that. He was going in there as well. Just trying to get a piece of these guys and just saying, hey, this is our ice now. We got the first goal. We got to take this one. Again, this is all intents and purposes being down 2-0. You lose this, just entering home ice for the Rangers, go down 3-0. You might already be done. Backhand attempt there for Fox. He was trying to get a pass off there to leave it there for Strome, and that was just wide. Fox tried to play this around the kick plate, and now intercepted by Vincent Trocheck. Trocheck off the backhand, knocked down there by Mott, as that was off of Heedle's little skate blade, stick blade there, and picked up now by Andrei Svechnikov. Svechnikov holding up the backhand. Miller trying to cut him off. He couldn't take him off the puck, and then Svechnikov just threw a happenstance pass right in front of the blue paint, and K'Andre Miller and Svechnikov come together with a collide. So again, at 8 p.m. Eastern, it's going to be the Battle of Alberta renewed, but this is going to go to Rogers Place as the Oilers are going to host Game 3 and Game 4. That series is tied at 1. It was 9-6 and then 6-3. Lots of goals right now. That's at 8 Eastern. Tomorrow on TNT on both sides is going to be the Lightning with a chance to get their stuff renewed on Tuesday. And so we'll see what ends up happening with that, because the Lightning have got this one 3-0 right now, and all they have to do is just pretty much win one of the next 2 games, you would figure they're already going to sit on easy street with a lot of extra rest. And that really happens at this point in the year. If they don't already get a sweep, you would think that they could finish this one off in 5 the way that it's positioned. Carolina intercepts this thing in toward the red line. A chance there for Jarvis to try to get around 2 blue shirts. Aho comes in there and tries to knock the puck away. Picked up now by the Rangers as they throw this one across nicely on the red line side. They might have something there. Lafreniere blows a tire toward in the red line. Try to get a shot there. Lafreniere again. This was left for Seidel. Lafreniere plays this one down. Lafreniere is going to try to get this one back. This goes back around to Seidel and Capo. And now this goes back down the ice. Strome will play this one with Braun. Back down there, Braun gets this across now. And this goes back to the Rangers' defensive partner. Gets tipped out in front. And the Hurricanes with Jacob Slavin, one of the very best shutdowns we have in the league. He gets the breakout started here. Jesper Fast. Fast was Stahl. Jordan Stahl, been playing in the league for a long time. But again, he's a very good defensive ice centerman. Stolen there, looking for a tip. Nino Niederreiter couldn't find it. Alexei Lafreniere throwing the body down. Stahl with Fast as they play catch in behind the goal crease of Shesterkin. Stahl holding up the backhand, trying to half spin this thing. Still with it now. Spin around. Shesterkin plays this with the giant goal stick. Picked around. Niederreiter couldn't find it. Nice move there by Strome. Get this set up there. Leaves it for Lafreniere. Panarin now. Holding it toward the left face without fires. And stopped there by the goal stick of Raanta. Loose out in front. Where is it? There's bodies everywhere. It's drowning pool. And it stopped immediately and waved off. And now we have Necas getting face washed by Strome. Who else is going to join in? Keandre Miller's got the chokehold in on Necas. 55 seconds left to go in the first period as we're under a minute now. It is Rangers 1, Carolina Hurricanes nothing. Again, the Rangers need this one with all intents and purposes. They're already down 2-0 in this series as both games have been won at PNC. That leaves Carolina with a perfect 5-0 home record, but they're 0-3 on the road right now. And the Rangers, they haven't given up really anything in this series. They've only given up 4 goals in 2 games. So, but really, if they just find their offense, all things can really be different. Necas was also trying to stop anyone else getting in the goal paint of Raanta there as Strome and Panarin and everyone else on the blue shirt side were trying to whack away at the puck. And when that happens, you get a stick right in the back. So you're feeling the pain that Thomas Holmstrom probably still feels from years and years and years when he was one of the very best that posted up in front of the goal crease. Defensive zone draw is won there by the Carolina Hurricanes, and now Necas will get this one down fast. Pinballs this one towards Shesterkin. It's the stop there. It's 18 shots for Carolina, 10 for the New York Rangers. That's just updated. Now this finds the blue shirts in toward the blue line. Intercepted there. Nice work off the forecheck by the Carolina Hurricanes as they still keep this one on side. Vincent Trocheck was the lone attacker. This finds Capo, now Chris Kreider. Kreider finds it now. He's in behind the red line. Loose out in front. Glove save by Raanta, but it went just wide after that. He got a piece of it. Fox plays this out in front. Rangers with a chance with 5 seconds left in behind the goal crease of Raanta. Zibanejad lets it go short side. Stopped by Raanta 3 times. 1 second left to go on the first period game clock, and now a few punches thrown by Dollarmont. And Seidel, some jabs there. Always some quick box work there. Little light butterfly sting there for Seidel against Trocheck. And Trocheck really took exception to that, and I imagine why. He took 3 different jabs. Raanta, terrific save there. Mika Zibanejad easily been the Rangers' best player here in this first period. Several whacks at it by Chris Kreider. Stayed with it. Got smoked by Svechnikov. Raanta, 1, 2, 3 different saves on that left side post. Able to keep this a 1-0 deficit. Raanta has been very, very strong here toward the latter half of this first period as the Rangers try to do whatever they can to try to find another one on the score sheet, but it's not likely going to happen here with just 1.2 seconds left in the first. You'd have to get a quick faceoff win and a shot. They got the faceoff win, but it took too long. So at the end of the first, it is 1-0. New York Rangers, again, they need this one, down 2-0 in the series right now at Madison Square Garden. When we come back, we're going to call the rest of the second period action. If there's anyone else to interact with on the Colorcast or YouTube side, we will do so as well. But if not, enjoy the intermission. We'll be back in the second period with the call. Stay tuned. This guy doesn't get anybody. He just leaves. I mean, come on, man.
This is Roundup Tomorrow. This stuff works. This stuff kills weeds down to the root without killing your lawn. This stuff works on dandelions, crabgrass, clover. This stuff works for up to 3 months. This stuff works guaranteed for your money back. This stuff works on big lawns, small lawns, and I guess you can call them farm lawns. This stuff works without killing your lawn. This stuff works without killing your weekend. This stuff works for the rookie and the seasoned pros. This stuff works in Knoxville, Bronxville, Rockville, Marysville. This is Roundup for lawns. This stuff works.
So I know the secondary assist and everything else will change officially by the time everything is accurate when this game officially ends. But right now, it's Mika Zibanejad with his 4th of the postseason on the power play, assisted by Artemi Panarin and Adam Fox. So the first line power play, usually the first line pretty much had gotten it done with the Rangers on the score sheet at the 11:54 mark of the first period.
I'm looking to provide a seamless experience. Do you like the origin coffee over a game of chess? Me too. And don't you just feel like everything sounds more on the table? I do. I don't need to do this.
People need to read it.
I can't read it.
Because you're like 4.
Switch to progressive and you can save hundreds. You know, like the sign says.
Right now, we're all feeling the space. But Walmart's got your back with thousands of rollbacks. So you get everything you need to keep your summer running. Because when you save money, you can live better.
Johnny Davis. The toasted cheddar chalupa is back. Only at Taco Bell. We're scientists, we're engineers, we dance, but not so long.
Windows 11 makes things easy. One of the biggest features I use is open desktops. Being a student, being a gamer, being a is one of the biggest dreams we have. And Windows 11 helps us do it.
You're never responsible for unauthorized purchases on your debit card.
So, people can get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 when they trade in the Galaxy. Any year, any condition.
Oh, I get it. So you can take your old phone, and you've had it for 12 years, and loved every minute of it, and traded it for something new that suits your life now?
That's right. Yeah.
Then it's immediate success. Even though you'll never forget your old phone?
It's a great trade.
Okay.
Get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 with any Galaxy trade. Any year, any condition. Only for AT&T.
Welcome to the Lexus First Innovation Report. This is the next step in a journey of dedication.
Minutes to clean at Madison Square Garden on this fine Sunday afternoon.
you know you're having a great day. The Rangers with that 1 goal matched their total for the first 2 tied games. And we're already playing overtime. Then they had 1 goal for the first 3. We should take us through it. Oh, and that's hockey, right? It's right along the chemistry here. That really good. Oh, this is going to get on. Thank you, sir. It is the chemistry now. Thank you, Cal. I got you. I'm going to owe you a royalty fee for this one. But hey, listen, the crayons, everything. I've got all the Crayolas out here. But the Canes are such a good penalty kill team. We know that best in the league. Now, we've got in circle for here Mika Zibanejad. He's trying to draw some coverage. He's over on the wall. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get like some more water and stuff. If there's anyone else in here, get all set up here for the second period call here momentarily. We're at intermission right now. So, good contest that we got on hand. It is 1-0. I will be right back.
Look for Zibanejad here. Now, Zibanejad is going to catch this and release it. He doesn't get all of it, but he gets enough. Great puck movement by the Braves on that. That's all it is. It's either too high on that. Opening up that seam, that's like, well, we see well.
When I come back here, I'm going to update the Tampa Bay, Florida score here for you.
Mika, what allowed you to break through with a goal there on the power play?
I think we won a couple of battles that we didn't do in our last game, and kept the puck moving and good passing, and try to get the shot up quickly.
How are you feeling about your game through 2 games in the series?
It's a good team that we're playing against, and playing against some good players. Just trying to work and trust myself, trust my teammates. Sure, we'll be okay.
When your coach tells you guys that he's going to switch up the lines to begin this game, what was your reaction?
Just go out there and play. I think I played with most of the guys. I think everyone's played with everyone this season, and it's not that big of a change.
Okay.
That's Emily's there. She says goodbye to whatever language the player speaks, which is pretty nice touch from Emily County. So Zibanejad 7 points in games 6 and 7 of the Penguin series. Through the 2 games of the period, Zibanejad has now 1 point, but it is the 1-0 game. So it's not a Freaky Friday. Wait a second. So you're doing the goal scorer, half the goalie. Just not trying to turn the goalie unit. Listen, you know what? Because this is the way I thought they had to play coming in. Take some more chances, try to put more offense. But doing so, you're going to give up a little more easy, right? It's just not that he's going to win the battle this year. There's no question about it. And he was excellent in this first period. Knock it out like he's down. They has it there, sprawl it out. But you have to let the Raiders play it down here. They let us just everything else. That's what they've done all year. They've allowed some shots. They've taken some chances. Again, they've gotten away from that, trying to prevent Carolina's speed. Just something was huge in that period. He lost the advantage for that goal. Yeah, exactly. If the Canes and the Caniacs down there in North Carolina, you're fine. Not because you're down 1-0, but you carried on for quite, especially in the first half of the game. A lot of those chances that you just exemplified there were grade A chances. Good period by Carolina. Adjustments will be made by both clubs. We head for the second. One adjustments to the Florida Panthers big. They're in big trouble. Highlights from Tampa coming up next. This first intermission report is presented by the all-new Lexus LX600. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer. The all-new LX600, ready for any arena.
I've traveled every road in this dear land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. From the desert, fair man. I've beat the mountains and air, man. Travel, I had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Sorry I'm late. Stop here. Oh boy, your cousin from Boston. Oh, sorry. Be a break. That was a practice swing. Yep. I was just looking for my ball. Is it on the green? Hey, that's a five. That's 19-hole Sam Adams thumbnail. It's crisp with a hint of citrus. Glad I skipped jury duty for this. That stays here. Yes.
Can I get 10 large fries, please? I'm gonna need like 10 egg McMuffin sandwich things.
Night or the next morning, you've been loyal. Every order earns points redeemable for free McDonald's. You order with the McDonald's app.
Follow the bugs. Not your family. Zevo is made of essential oils, which attack bugs' biological systems. It gets rid of the bugs. Plus, is safe for use around people and pets. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly. Verizon just gave us all the brand new iPhone 13.
We've been customers for years. I thought new phones were for new customers. We got iPhone 13s too, switched to Verizon 2 minutes ago.
Ours were busted, and we still got a shiny new one.
Check it out. So wait, everybody gets the same great deal.
I think that's the point.
iPhone 13 on us for every customer, current, new, everyone, on any unlimited plan, starting at just $35. All on the network more people rely on. Oh my brother, don't you worry about me. Don't you worry, don't you worry, about me. Welcome back to the Lexus Person Mission Report.
Rangers lead the Kings 1-0 in the Garden after one. Meanwhile, in Tampa, it is all over. And I say all over, I mean all over. Florida finally gets a power play goal. Sam Reinhart puts the power play goal of the postseason for the Panthers. So it's 1-1. And Eric Chernak decides to step into the big man. Great agility by Chernak. Watch it fade away, draw some defensive attention, and then use the agility, shoots around the screen. Great placement there. Top shelf. And Huberto and Barkov have been really quiet here on the power play. 2-1 game, lots of time left. Opportunity for Huberto. And Ryan McDonough, the power play just gets the stick up. He does. Leads the NHL with most block shots in the postseason, passing Dan Girardi, his former teammate for that this year. So much of
All right, boys. Let's, ladies and gentlemen, I should say, let's get this one going here. So, we're still in the first intermission. So let me give you an update. Oh, they are going back to back. I was wondering, I was going to say, when I said Lightning Panthers tomorrow, I kind of scratched my head. I was like, oh, there's no way they're going to do that. They want to finish this one off quickly here. So Tampa Bay has a chance. Let's give you the actual score. So it was 5-1. Tampa Bay smoked Florida at home, and they're going to play again tomorrow. So another quick one off a back-to-back. Both teams probably going to be tired here, but Tampa Bay's got a chance to get a very extended rest here. So Corey Perry scored in the first. Again, it was his fifth from Nikita Kucherov and Ryan McDonough. Sam Reinhart answered at the 16:07 marker, the first in the power play from Jonathan Huberdeau and Alexander Barkov. The first power play goal of the playoffs for the Florida Panthers, if you can believe that one. Then it was Steven Stamkos from Ross Colton and Andre Palat at 2:54 in the second. Steven Stamkos, 10:23 in the third from Victor Hedman, Nikita Kucherov one more time. Kucherov, the 16:06 mark from Nick Paul, and Stamkos from Kucherov. So big boys doing big things here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They are up 3-0 in this series against the Florida Panthers. They're getting hit by a train right now, and it really is to the point of Florida has to beat Tampa Bay 4 straight times to turn this series around, and it's just that's not possible the way that all this stuff is going. I mean, you look at And again, I feel bad for the Maple Leafs fans, and I want to go back to this point, but it was the truth. Everybody knows that the Toronto Maple Leafs are one of the very, very best offenses that we have in the league. There's no doubt about that. You can make fun of the defense, the goaltending, everything else in which way you want to do it. When Toronto and Tampa played, and this is including the regular season and the 7-game series in the playoffs, they played 11 times. The only times a team won back-to-back games was games 10 and 11, which turned out to be games 6 and 7 for the Tampa Bay Lightning as they're able to take out the Maple Leafs at home. That was the only time anyone won twice. There is no chance on earth that this team can beat the Lightning 4 straight times. Twice is hard enough. 3 times, we would see that would be some kind of history. 4 times, it would be a complete collapse. But Vasilevsky, again, 34 out of 35 saves, a .971 save percentage. He is looking like his old self. So again, Cooper Hopkins and I probably be on the call for Tuesday or Thursday in the Battle of Alberta. That's going to be either Game 4 or Game 5. Game 3 is going to be tonight at 8, about 8:15, 8:20 Eastern. I'm probably going to be watching that one because I'll be getting some food and finishing the story, and all that stuff will be done by then, so we can relax for the rest of the day. But that should be a good one. But if he does, if I get the message on Instagram for to hop in on that, I'll hop in on it, and we'll see what happens for the color side. I'll be doing color for that one, but I'm doing play-by-play right now.
Where'd you learn to do that? Mostly YouTube. You're more than just scary villains. Is it true sharks can come up a mile away?
No, that's freaky.
What's up, Bubba?
Bad guys, watch now.
The Stanley Cup playoffs on ESPN, presented by Geico. The series is shifted to New York City, and the Rangers offense has come to life a bit in that first period of the way of the sellout crowd.
See some Mark Messier jerseys in the crowd there. Should see some Brian Leach. I see some Henrik Lundqvist. You got some very astute, good jersey picks there for the original 6 fans there in the blue shirts. So you got to really. I didn't actually see a Brian Leach. I'm going to assume there was a Brian Leach in there. There's got to be one, right? Nice slap pass there for Panarin to Zibanejad, right on the money for that power play goals. They're going to look on the ESPN side. That was a gorgeous feed. They'll lick a pass like that, an absolute apple or a dot right to Zibanejad. Sniped it on the left side post in between the armpit and the goal stick of Ranta on the left.
Deep save, first period. A moment ago, Emily Kaplan spoke with Gerard Gallant.
You made a few lineup changes entering this game. What effect have you seen so far?
Well, I've seen a lot more scoring chances, but they're both ways. So they're getting a lot in the first, and I think they had a lot of shots. But no, we're playing well. We're working hard. A lot more competitive tonight.
I know you're very happy with your way. Your team played defensively through 2. They had 17 shots in the first.
So we're getting the official call right now. Face-off is won there by the Carolina Hurricanes. Again, the New York Rangers are going to be attacking left to right across your radio dial, and the Carolina Hurricanes right to left. It's going to be the Rangers in the blue and red piping, and the Carolina Hurricanes, the away team in this one, the white and red. It is in the Hurricanes' defensive zone right now. Zibanejad comes together with Panarin, try to lodge that one loose there, and Niederreiter has his clearing attempt deflected and picked up there by the blue shirts and Jacob Trouba. Trouba bounces this one off the kick plate. This goes across the red line, where this finds Seth Jarvis. Jarvis now on the red line. He's going to get dumped in by the Hurricanes and get set up here. So Sturgeon will play the puck that deflected to him in the big glove hand and pass it back out. Blue shirts turn this one over. And Carolina elects to put this one back in. Again, it was a power play goal by Mika Zibanejad. It was just the second goal in the series here for the New York Rangers when they have a 1-0 lead. Chris Kreider lost it to Brett Pesce. Pesce now holding toward the left face-off circle, gets it across the red line. Sebastian Aho gets this one in deeper there. Seth Jarvis trying to throw the body out, but he lost the puck. And now the Rangers with Adam Fox will get this one back across. Panarin, Hedl gets his shot stopped. Ronta left of the rebound there, so the Rangers pick this one back up and behind the goal crease. Pass, try to get centered out in front there for Chris Kreider, and it was turned over. Zibanejad holding off the backhand, waiting. Let's it go! Stopped by Ronta with the goal stick toward the left post, and it goes down the ice. This is going to be an icing. This is going to be an offensive zone draw here for the Rangers. Zibanejad has been the best player, and I wrote that in my notes, but he's been the best player in this entire game right now, doing it all. He's being very active with the puck. He's taking his time. He's finding his teammates. He's getting the shots when he needs to. He's just playing excellent. Carolina wins the defensive zone draw. Jarvis can get this one and chip it down. Andrei Svechnikov was in the lone forward on the forecheck. Alexei Lafreniere gets this one ahead. Strome trying to spin. He's holding off the back end as he turns on the brakes and spins this around the kick plate. This finds Mika Zibanejad, but it's intercepted there by Trocheck. Trocheck gets this one. Trocheck now still holding there up the Svechnikov pass. Pick back up. Pesce lets it go. Stopped by Shesterkin, and the rebound is picked up by the Rangers, but not cleared. It's at the blue line right now. Necas now, and behind the cage, working his way toward the left faceoff dot. He lost it. Alexei Lafreniere could be a 3-on-1 opportunity. Lafreniere is the front man. Panarin try to get a pass out in front. Sticks are down. I don't know who's lost one here. It was the Carolina Hurricanes, and Svechnikov now up a 2-on-2. This is a chance for Necas. Set up a one. A great defensive play by Trouba to knock in a short 2-on-1 away. Panarin holding, toe drag. And a great play on the other end by Shea to knock it away. Some sparkling defense on both sides. Necas fires it, stopped by Shesterkin. It's on the blue paint, but the Rangers get to it first. And then another shot stopped by Shesterkin. There was no one in the vicinity in the blue paint. Shesterkin was down and out. He was just recovering toward the left side post. It was sitting in the blue paint there. You could have balanced a checkbook. There was no players over there to go pick that one up. It's just rolling. It's going to roll wide. And the Rangers get to this one first. And Keandre Miller, Max Domi almost had a goal there, but Keandre Miller was just trying to slide across using his last-ditch effort to hold off that side of the goal stick just to make sure he could, lift it in case a Carolina Hurricane player got there. But thankfully for the Rangers, no one did. That was a sparkling defensive play for both sides. Gorgeous defense by the Hurricanes and the Rangers. And then we had just a near miss there. And again, that puck is just sitting there. You could go 5-1,000, 6-1,000, and still nobody was even there for it. So this is a chance for Kotkaniemi. He wins the draw. Slavin, now Kotkaniemi lets it go through the screen, bounces off the kick plate, picked up by the blue shirts now. Trying to get it out of their own end. Domi gets his bid knocked down, and here come the Rangers. It's a 3-on-3. Pass across, gets deflected, try to get picked back up by Kevin Rooney. Rooney tried to spin this one around, lost it. Another stick is on the ice right now. I think that one belongs to the Carolina Hurricanes again in the defensive end. Gets it across the red line. Gorgeous sauce pass there to Slavin. And he's going to throw this one back around the goal cage where Shesterkin will come out and calmly play it. Zibanejad now. Try to get this in. Shot stopped by Ronta and held with the glove hand. Right glove save. 16:08 left to go in the second period. John out here with you for Game 3 of this Eastern Conference semifinal between the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Rangers. Carolina took the first two games of PNC. They've been doing that a lot. They're a perfect 5-0 at home, but they're the worst 0-3 on the road. They have yet to be one of those teams that have won a road game in the playoffs. And again, I've said this before, but you can ride, the 7-game series and try to win all 4 at home. You can do that, but you're just adding more taxing games in there when you want to be getting some more rest. Carolina needs to be able to break that streak. You can't just continue to win every single game at home. I mean, you can, but you're not always going to have home ice advantage, especially if they played Colorado or anything like that. Stolen by Stahl. Picked across the red line. Niederreiter can't find it. And we'll see who can get to it. It's a battle across the red line right now. Rangers get this one back there for Seidel and Capocacco. Stolen by the Hurricanes. Picked up there by Nino Niederreiter. Nino Niederreiter now will be the first to get to it. He's got to use his body to hold off Lindgren there and Keandre Miller as he got smoked on the other side. Keandre Miller might have got a piece of the inadvertent elbow as he was Niederreiter trying to use his body to hold. The puck was getting stuck around the cage of Shesterkin toward the right faceoff dot. There was a mad scrum. Stahl tried to play it out in center in front of Niederreiter, and now the Rangers will get this one down. But the question is whether or not this is going to be icing. And that is, it's Brett Pesce with the hybrid icing touch-up. 15:08 left to go in the second period of this low-scoring affair. And per usual, it's been low-scoring affair throughout all of it. It was a 2-1 win in overtime for Carolina, and then it was a 2-0 win. And now it's 1-0 Rangers. So just the second goal of the series here for the Blue Shirts, but they're up 1-0 courtesy of Mika Zibanejad on a power play goal in the first period. It squeezed in between the armpit and the left goal stick. Slavin into the screen, gets deflected, might fall right to the Hurricanes as you tried to play it there from Aho to Slavin, but it was just misplayed. Slavin came all the way back, though, in the own defensive end to go pick this one up. Aho, the lone forechecker. Now a chance for Mika Zibanejad. It's 1-on-3 toe drag. They try to windmill it as well. Fox gets this one back. Loose out in front. Pass for Fox to Kreider. That could have been an open doorstep there that Ronta would have had to make an incredibly difficult save, but the puck never got there. Trouba tries to get this one nice, give and go for Zibanejad. Seidel holding toward the right faceoff dot. Slap pass. It's put into the left corner. Zibanejad doing some work. Spinning around there for Kreider. Kreider tried to leave for Zibanejad. He found him somehow. This goes back to Kreider. Kreider now in behind the goal crease. Kreider holding. Let's go, scores! Chris Kreider! 2-0 Rangers. That was just a great patient play. And to be honest with you, toward the left faceoff dot, he got it all the way into the right side, top right corner, beat Ronta clean. I didn't know if he had the angle. And that was just a gorgeous look as Chris Kreider, assistant captain, makes it 2-0 Rangers. Kreider, Zibanejad, they play crisscrossing behind the net. He holds that L2 back skate. Ronta's holding that left post. So is he looking to see where the puck is? He never tracked it. So Kreider must have followed his eyes. You know, he's a smart guy in the sense of, you have 50 goals. You're definitely doing it right. He must have tracked his eyes. Ronta held that left post, and Kreider sniped it in the top right. So wonderful look there from Zibanejad and Kreider, and what a shot for Chris Kreider. 2-0. It's 30th career playoff goal and the 6th in the postseason, so Kreider is definitely deserving of that money doing the damage. And now the Rangers have had as many goals as they could have had. This is the most that they've scored throughout this. They've tied it too. It's 2-0 though in this game. So chance now for Seidel holding, lets it go. It goes to the left of Ronta. So it's Kreider, Zibanejad, and Seidel, the assist man on that side. Kreider, that was just, I can't get over how good of a goal that was. It was just great work in behind the cage of Zibanejad. Kreider holds. He's got that L2. He's got it locked off the face-up. He goes all the way on the other side toward the left face-off dot. DeAngelo, again, upon second look, they might have had a bid as Zibanejad. He lifted that stick of DeAngelo, lifted it right in the air, which gave Kreider, again, he had a look right to Zibanejad. I know this guy doesn't have a goal stick. Ronta's not looking on that side of the post. I'm going to snipe this one. That was a great look on the ESPN side. I'll give them credit for that. Come right back. We're going to call more second period action in a moment.
At least Geico makes bundling at home car insurance easy. I save so much. Just text me while I'm heading up. It's a ghost.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's called self-care.
For scientists, we're in
Italian-style capicola on the new Supreme meats and matzo meat.
Just like my Norma makes when she cooks.
I don't cook.
Wait, what?
It's a good thing you're so handsome.
Subway keeps refreshing and
You're always asking, where next? Capital One has the travel card for you. Venture X. Earn 10x miles on hotels and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel. Plus, receive premium travel benefits plus access to 1,300 airport lounges. Find your where next with Venture X. That's your one.
Those are the two goal scorers, Savannah Chad and Kreider. And behind that piece of paper, Henrik Lundqvist. One of the great goalies of his or any era. His number already hanging from the rafters. Hey, Henrik. His backup, 2015-17, was Antti Ranta in the net today for Carolina, who leads a loose rebound off the shot from the point by Miller.
for the rain for fans and the point director. And Henrik Lundqvist with Igor Shesterkin.
Get back into the action here as Chris Kreider had just scored. It's 13-10 left to go in the second period. Carolina's got this in the defensive end. Carolina's really been smothered. And again, I've talked about this a couple of times that the Rangers are also a very, very good defensive team. You give them a chance to get a couple goals here, they might be able to shut it down, especially since Carolina has really struggled on the road so far in the postseason. They're 0-3. They lost 3 games at TD Garden in Boston against the Boston Bruins. The only reason they won that series is because they're a perfect 5-0 at home. They won Game 7 at PNC. And you have that luxury when you have the higher seed. But I don't know if that can just be sustainable here for the Hurricanes the entire time. So Ray Ferraro made a great point on the other side. So he goes, how spoiled do you have to be in terms of having some goalies? You go you go Richter, you go Henrik Lundqvist. Now you have Shesterkin. You have some great defensive players there, and Fox and Leach, and some really good players there. Kakko has his bid get blocked there by the right pad of Ranta. Again, it is 2-0 Rangers, courtesy of Mika Zibanejad on the power play, and now just Chris Kreider. So the Rangers really had to get this one. It's a desperate Rangers team, just looking for offense in general. Even just doesn't matter if they're down 2-0. You only had 1 goal in the series, and now you already doubled it. You got 2. So 12 hits to 9. Rangers got the 2-0 lead. It's 11:45 left to go in the second. Seedle trying to center this one to Kakko, and now stolen there by Stahl. Stahl and Niederreiter. He's open toward the left face up down. It goes in! It banks off Shesterkin! My goodness, that is a weak goal to give up, my sir. 2-1 Carolina. That is something that's really going to bite the Rangers if it comes back to the point where we say, you know, they have a tie or something like that. You're going to remember this one at the 11:42 mark. Innocent backhand there by Niederreiter. He was open, skating down the left wing side. He just flutters a backhand. It beats the Shesterkin 5-hole, and it's a 2-1 game now. That is a puck that has to be stopped. There is no way about it. And again, it doesn't matter who would be in the goal crease at this point, but in convention, you have a Vezina likely winner here for the regular season. That just has to be saved. 2-1 now. That he gives up a soft goal as the Let's Go Rangers chant continues to go on. Now they need to be able to get some bounce back here for Shesterkin, and he's just a little bit distraught there, a little bit upset with himself, and I can imagine why. Again, it was just an innocent fluttering backhand that Niederreiter had. Again, he had position toward the left face-off dot. He beat everybody down the ice, but he fluttered a backhand. He went 5-hole through Shesterkin. He led the NHL in goals against and save percentage, and he's a Vezina and Hart Trophy finalist. Hart is for the MVP. That's how good he was. So that's very jarring to see him give up a goal like that. Stahl wins the draw. Here's a chance for Carolina through a screen. And it gets blocked by the blue shirts. Picked up and stolen, though. Here's a chance for Stahl. Stahl holding off the backhand. This is a big-time opportunity after just scoring a goal to conveniently turn this game right around quickly if they get some shots. That's what Shea is trying to do. That's immediately what I would be thinking. One-on-one opportunity here. It's a chance for Hedl. Hedl's been very good, along with Alexei Lafreniere as well. Some of these third-line guys have been very noticeable here for the Rangers. Even though it's been Zibanejad and Kreider, your first-line damage, I think the Rangers have played a pretty good game so far, and it's been a hybrid icing called against the Carolina Hurricanes. So it's going to be an offensive zone draw here for the Rangers, and this is one that they're going to want to win. So again, let me give you this big board. This is an immediate tomorrow game, so the Lightning have a chance to finish this off tomorrow. They're going to play back-to-back, and then the Avalanche and Blues will play tomorrow as well. Game 4 at 9:30. So I'm wondering why they were doing the 3 games today. They're going to try to do the back-to-back to try to maybe just give 1 or 2. But if one of those series is over there, it might just have 1 game and one of the other days, which kind of sucks in that point because you don't get double-dip of hockey, but it is what it is. You guys give credit to whether or not they sweep. You want that extra rest at this time of year. So a chance for Lafreniere. Now Kakko will wire this one down. Try to get pick up there by Strome. Now this goes to Trouba. Nice centered out in front. Raanta made 1 save. Carolina's going to find this one. See if they can start the breakout with Sebastian Aho. Holding backhand forehand toe drag. Puts it in front for Teravainen. And it goes down the ice across the red line. Picked up by Slavin momentarily. Now Shesterkin comes out of the goal crease to play this one. Turned over though. Picked up by Trocheck. He's working in behind the net. Slavin leaves it for the defensive partner in Pesce. Now back to Slavin. Slap shot into the screen. Stopped by Shesterkin. Big high stick there, not cold, against the Rangers there as Slavin went down. Now it gets picked up. Svechnikov plays it out. Wraparound attempt. Stopped by Shesterkin. Whacking away at it. Slavin a couple times. Trocheck. Natchez. Trocheck slapper. Stopped by Shesterkin. So Shesterkin has recovered beautifully there from a couple of opportunities where the flutter off the Niederreiter attempt goes all the way in. He made a couple of key saves there, about 4 of them in a row, to keep this 2-1. But Carolina has gotten one closer, 2-1, as we're in the middle of the second period. About 9:33 left. Come right back. We're going to call more of the action in a moment.
Everybody gets the same great deal. iPhone 13 on us for every customer. Current, new, everyone. On any unlimited plan, starting at just $35. All on the network more people rely on. We have something within that sets us apart. We always prevail. Determination powers us, even when the odds are stacked against us. We overcome obstacles. We have the will to succeed. And when we accomplish our goal, we're ready for what's next. Odyssey Channel, running performance of the pilot, CRV, Ridgeline, and the all-new Passport Trail Sport from Honda.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places in the U.S.
Nico Niederreiter's goal has cut the Hurricanes deficit in half. A moment ago, Emily with Rod Brindamore.
Rod, when your team went down by 2 goals, what were you telling them?
Well, we're just going to keep playing. I mean, we're not playing poorly at all. We're actually playing quite well. We gave up a steam goal on a power play, which they got world-class players. You know, that's going to happen. And then kind of a breakdown a little bit on these zones for one other one. But other than that, we played pretty solidly. So we're just going to keep going.
There's a lot more chances in this game than there were in games 1 and 2. How does that suit your team?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to play this way. I mean, you know, they got those different matchups. It's causing us to have, you know, go up and down a little more. So, hey, that's okay.
Emily Kaplan, always with a really good review. She always does excellent work here for the NHL and ESPN. And she was just talking with Rod Brindamore. They said they love the pace of this game. There's been more combined chances in this game than there's been in the last 2. 3-on-1 opportunity here for the Rangers. Elect to shoot was Mika Zibanejad. And honestly, I don't really blame him here because he's been one of the Rangers' best players. I've said that a lot. So Carolina goal differential plus 15, 6-0 at home, -9, 0-3 on the road. So I've said this, and I'll say it again. I feel like it has to give at some point because Zibanejad, games 1 and 2, no points, 4 shots. First period, he had a goal and 3 shots already. So Zibanejad has been very, very noticeable. Lafreniere, Kakko, Philip Seedle, that line's been really good as well. The Rangers have played an excellent game, It's just one of those ones from Shesterkin a few moments ago that is to say that he'd like to have back, but he did bounce back within the last couple of minutes and made several key saves in the slot when it could have been a 2-2 tie. Chance here for Jacob Slavin now. Get this out of his zone and intercepted. Nicely there by the Rangers. Shot off the goal stick of Ronta. The rebound is live. He's back in his goal crease now. Adam Fox trying to keep this alive, this Norris Trophy candidate. This goes to Philip Seidel. Seidel now tries to go around back to Zibanejad. Zibanejad loses this puck. Lindgren trying to join in on the fun and dislodge this loose here for the Blue Shirts. And this finds Keandre Miller. Keandre Miller hits this off the kick plate, and it's a Burnley played ahead. But this is going to be a icing at 8:36 in the second period. John Ryder with you from Madison Square Garden in New York. Carolina is up 2-0 in this Eastern Conference semifinal. New York Rangers tried to find their offense. They have found that in this game. They've doubled it up. They had just one goal going into games 1 and 2. They're up 2-1 right now. So that's exactly what the Rangers need. They've got it, courtesy of Mika Zibanejad on the power play in the first and Chris Kreider in the second. And it was Nino Niederreiter in the second off a backhand. Teravainen lets it go, bounces off behind the net of Shesterkin, picked back up by the Hurricanes now, fluttered around. Slavin, Pesce into the screen and stopped. It was tipped maybe by Domi, but Shesterkin made the save. 8:23 left in the second period now. That was Aho on the tip. I think it was Aho if he did tip, but I know Pesce got it in on goal. 30 playoff goals for Chris Kreider, the second most in New York Rangers history. Only Rod Gilbert has more, and he's got his jerseys up in the rafters there with Bathgate. Adam Graves, Howell. There's a lot of good players here. Brian Leach up there as well. A lot of good players here for the original six, as you would expect. The Rangers, again, you might be in a little bit of a, I wouldn't say low totem pole because you're original six, but in comparison to Toronto, New York, the Red Wings, and things like that, the Rangers have had some excellent players, including Wayne Gretzky at one point. Slavin trying to bank it off Shesterkin's mask. And now that was saved a couple times. D'Angelo gets all the way back. Kane's trying to enter the zone here. Aho's got to turn all the way around. Intercepted there by the Blue Shirts. Now a chance for Teravainen to get it on the forecheck with Aho. Jarvis, beautiful back pass there. Looking for a clean entry. Tony D'Angelo. D'Angelo hold. Trying to center it out in front. Intercepted there by New York. New York now trying to get this one back across the red line. And now this is just a battle in the neutral zone as it gets across the red line. Active sticks there by the Hurricanes. Turn this around. Kasperi Kotkaniemi plays it in front for Steven Lorentz, but he couldn't get the puck controlled down. He could have had a backhand to look at it. Maybe get a 2-2 opportunity for the score sheet, but he just couldn't control the bouncing puck. Ronta plays this around the goal cage. Picked up now by Kotkaniemi. Steven Lorentz one more time. This is a backhand. It flutters in through the blue paint, so the 5-hole was not closed. And that was another opportunity, but there was no chance for a white shirt to get there to tie this at 2. 31-21 is your shot board right now in favor of the Hurricanes. Make that 32 as the fluttered shot there was stopped from Jesper Fast from Igor Shesterkin. Kasperi Kotkaniemi now trying to get this one around the net. He leaves it there for Lorentz, the fourth line. Natchez, bomb shot stopped out in front before it hit Shesterkin. Rebound, Cole couldn't get there as the third line defense is out there. Cole, nice active work now as he tries to get this across the red line. Kotkaniemi keeps this toward the left faceoff dot. It's been a long shift for this fourth line right now, but they're doing some yeoman's work. Carolina's starting to press here within the last 3 minutes. I would say between the 9-minute mark and now we're sitting at the 6:20 mark. Been all Carolina at this point since they've gotten that within one goal from Nino Niederreiter off the fluttering backhand. Down the ice, this finds Ronta. Ronta spins this one around as the Zebras will spin out of the way here. Natchez plays this to an open wing. Trocheck lets it go. He gets his own rebound, gloves it down, and the shot goes through the blue paint. Carolina still working with this thing, and now the Rangers can intercept. Nice body check thrown out there, and a stick had to be dropped. I believe that was Lindgren that got smoked, but it was right when the puck was coming. And now are they going to call this a penalty against Carolina? I kind of like that one as they were coming across there. The puck might have just gotten lifted right off the stick, so it could have been wrong place, wrong time. So it's going to be a Svechnikov penalty, going to be for interference against the Rangers here, and it's going to put them back on a power play where they're already 1 for 1. Trocheck, that was pretty skillful there. He got the rebound off the shot. He got a good shot on Shesterkin, grabbed it, gloved it down, and then threw it back out in front, and almost had an opportunity there for Jarvis to tie it too. We come back, Rangers will be on the power play. Stick with him. We're going to call it when we return.
Get your TV together. Best of live and on demand. DirecTV Stream. Now save $30 for 2 months.
This may sound strange, but you've been here before. You were here when this wrench was turned, and when this line was drawn. Oh, and when this stitch was sewn. Because you inspired the Lexus ES to be, well, more you. So thank you. We hope you like your work.
So we have the late game for hockey, which is going to be a little bit earlier, actually. I think it's going to start at 8:15 and 20 between the Calgary Flames and the Edmonton Oilers. There's a shot of Wayne and his wife Paulina there, the former model. So the great one and the model on the other side. They've been there for a long time. So, you know, it's going to be interesting here for Wayne because he took the Carolina Hurricanes in his bracket. He had the perfect bracket at that point to win the Stanley Cup playoffs, to win it in its entirety and lift it. Chance here in the offensive zone draw for the New York Rangers. They're on a power play. It's their second of the game. They're already 1-for-1. Trocheck laying the body. Slow to get up on the other side, I believe, is Lindgren. It's still working behind the net. Now picks it back up. That would have been Panarin as well. I'm going to look at that here in a moment. Stahl holding it. It was a turnover there. Picked up across the blue line. This is Artemi Panarin now. Panarin trying to fight off Shea. Gets it around. Picked back up across the blue line, and somebody blew a tire. That was the lone defenseman. That was Adam Fox. That got knocked away. Zibanejad gets this. Now for Strome. Strome trying to work his way toward the left faceoff dot. The Rangers haven't really been able to set up. Trouba going to let a slap shot go. Kreider, the lone forechecker there. Zibanejad joins and frees it loose. Trouba tried to leave this one. Panarin. Panarin leaving for Trouba. Back to Panarin toward the right faceoff dot. Look for a slap redirection by Strome. Expertly stopped there by Ronta. And now Carolina can't get this out. Trouba leaves it the left side blue line. Panarin back to Trouba. Slap shot stopped by Ronta. That was some great puck movement there by the Rangers. And toward that latter half, 30 seconds between the 1:10 mark and the 49-second mark we're at now. 30 seconds of puck possession, couple shots there for Ronta to stop. The first one's through a screen by Strome off a deflection. And then the second one was just, that was Fox. He got smoked by Trocheck. Hit his face right into the boards for the left faceoff dot. So hopefully Adam Fox is okay. He's back out there right now on the power play side. He took a heavy hit by Trocheck. So Stahl will be the defensive man for Carolina. Stahl wins it clean. Ian Cole cleans up the mess. It gets flubbed, but it gets across the blue line, so the Rangers will have to revert and get back on sides. Fox, Norris Trophy candidate, leaves this one for Alexei Lafreniere. Lafreniere gets bumped off the puck by Stahl. Lafreniere gloves it down now. They try to get it back there and picked up by Fox. Carolina can make some changes if they want to. The New York Rangers power play is down to 15 seconds left to go here. It's their second power play opportunity. We're in the second period with about 4 minutes left to go. The Rangers will be attacking left to right if they can get this in the offensive zone. Carolina Hurricanes right to left. Stolen. Lafreniere elects to pass. Shot goes wide as he was trying to get Kopp, and Kopp just missed it all. Kopp tries to leave it there. Fox holding, toe drag. Stick broken there for Carolina, and one of the Carolina defenders falls on the broken stick. Svechnikov, windmill, shot, missed the net. Oh my goodness, Svechnikov with the highlights. And Natchez now to Slavin. Slavin across the red line. And he gets it back in. Picked up now. Natchez for Slavin goes wide. Kasperi Kotkaniemi back to Tony D'Angelo now. D'Angelo sets it up to his defensive partner Slavin. Slavin across now. Kotkaniemi, left face-off dot. Back to Slavin on the blue line. Back to Kotkaniemi, working his way into the low slot. This gets fired and goes way wide. Kasperi lost it. Can the Rangers find this one? They can, and they dump this one down to Jacob Slavin. Jacob Slavin now. Kasperi Kotkaniemi, Tony D'Angelo play catch. Slavin, clean entry, leaves for Steven Lorentz. Lorentz, open left wing side of the faceoff dot, now intercepted by the Rangers. Rangers trying to just get something out of their defensive zone right now as Keandre Miller uses a little bit of his speed coming off the fresh line change. And this finds Slavin in behind the goal crease there, Aranta. 2:35 left to go in the second period. John here with you from Madison Square Garden. It's one of the only buildings that we have that doesn't have an ad revenue change, and that I like. They're watching the original 6 blue shirts. They're up 2-1 right now against the Carolina Hurricanes. They've doubled their goal scoring total from games 1 and 2. They had just 1. They got 2 now and have a 2-1 lead with 2:15 left to go in the second period. I want you to join me for this Eastern Conference semifinal, game 3 between the Hurricanes and Rangers. Svechnikov, Natchez, holding, gets deflected almost by Braun. He didn't mean to do it, and it made a more difficult glove save there for Shesterkin, but he found it, caught it, and held. So it's going to be an offensive zone draw here for the Carolina Hurricanes. Sometimes players are inadvertently in the wrong way, and that is one of those Steve Dangets there on Sportsnet side for Steve Dangle as one of the Carolina Hurricanes, as they said, off the broken stick. They fall, and then they fall on the broken stick, and then the shot deflected by Braun made it a tougher save by Shesterkin, but he made the save. So he's got the gritty teeth mark like Kobe Bryant used to do there for Shesterkin on that side of things. 2:07 mark left to go in the second period. Rangers up 2-1. We get a little bit of a ice scrape there, my goodness, by the Zebras toward the right face-off dot. Rod Brendamore looks on. He thinks this team has played very well. I agree. I think both teams have played very well. Even Jordan Gallant's going to be happy with the pace. Again, they have a little bit of issue here toward the offensive zone of the left face-off dot. In the first round against the Bruins, Andrei Svechnikov had 3 goals, 19 shots. In this series, no goals, 6 shots. So Svechnikov has been shut down, but I think the Hurricanes are more importantly enjoying a 2-0 series lead. They have a chance right now to get their first road win of the playoffs. Again, they're the only playoff team that does not have a road win. Jesper Fast couldn't find it. Artemi Panarin will flutter this backhand through. Finds a chance for Strome. Strome shot it way wide on a play. It's going to be a neutral zone faceoff as Kopp's bid goes wide. $1:54 left to go in this second period. I hope you're enjoying this Game 3 Eastern Conference semifinal between the Rangers and the Hurricanes. Hasn't been a lot of goals, and this has been more of a throwback series to where Cooper and I have done between Calgary and the Dallas Stars. It's been more along the lines of that, but there's been more back and forth action. It's just the goaltenders have stood up to the task. And again, Ranta has had to be a little bit more busy. Copp and D'Angelo come together with a set of cross checks, and Igor Shesterkin has been pretty good as well, although he is down 2-0 in this series. But Ranta, again, throughout games 1 and 2, hasn't had to be very busy. In this game, the tables have turned a little bit, but this game is anyone's for the taking right now at this point. Copp, Strome. As this gets across the red line, Panarin 1-on-2 has to hold for some help. He's just going to dump this one around the cage. Adam Fox will go all the way back and pinch in on defense. So it's going to be up to the forwards, as I always like to say, to get back there and hold that blue line, keep that spacing. Strome, Fox collide, try to get picked up around by Jesper Fast. Fox still doing some yeoman's work there on defense. So the offensive defenseman is doing the good two-way work here. Keandre Miller gets this one back around the net now. So Keandre Miller and Fox changing that line a little bit. Copp, he got promoted a little bit, trying to change the lines here for Gallant. Picked up by Carolina. Seth Jarvis can flutter this one down around the kick plate. And that is icing. Adam Fox going to expertly wait for this one to go all the way down. 54 seconds left to go in the second period. It is a 2-1 New York Rangers score. The goals courtesy of Mika Zibanejad on the power play in the first, and then it was Chris Kreider in the second. And then who answered was Nito Niederreiter off the flub of a backhand that went 5-hole on Igor Shesterkin to make it 2-1. New York, best record, New York Yankees in MLB, 29-10. They're showing Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton with 14 home runs apiece on that side. Nito Niederreiter now. He gets it across the blue line just barely, as there was some kind of kinesis there to move that puck just a little bit, but it is on the ice surface, so that it abated it a little bit. Seidel lost it to Slavin. Stahl took a stick up high. No call. Now Jarvis trying to windmill this one past Miller, and now we'll see what we got. Is there going to be a penalty call? I thought there was going to be one against the Rangers. We'll see what the official call is now. I thought it was a high stick. High sticking for sure. That's what it is now. It's a chance for the Rangers. There was Kopp. Got it right in the mouth of Stahl, and as long as there's no blood, it's going to stay a 2-minute minor. So Carolina goes back to the power play. So this one's going to be Alexei Lafreniere for high-sticking Jordan Stahl. So I got the player wrong with the call right. So Alexei Lafreniere at the 19:33 mark, 2 minutes for high-sticking, puts Carolina on its second power play of the game. Just 2 power plays aside for both of these squads right now. Offensive zone faceoff when Trocheck bomb shot Slavin, stopped by the blue shirts before he got there by Hedel. Hedel now with Kopp. Almost stolen there and kept in, but could not. Tony DeAngelo has to go all the way back. 10 seconds left to go in the second period. So Carolina's going to have an abbreviated power play by the time they start the third if there's no goal scored here within 5 seconds. New York gets it down, and that is going to end the second period. The Rangers still up 2-1. Nito Niederreiter made it a bit closer off the backhand side. So it was Kreider and Niederreiter, your goal scorers in the second. Rangers still up 2-1. They come right back. It's going to be the Carolina Hurricanes on a power play to start the third, abbreviated one at that. We're going to call the rest of this action unless we got overtime. Stick with me.
That your mutual customizes your car insurance? Do you only pay for what you need? Oh, how I customize this scarf? Wow, first time? Check out this backpack I made for Marco. Oh yeah, well, check out this tux. Oh nice, that'll go perfect with these. Dude, those are so fire. Only pay for what you need.
I need like 10 egg McMuffin sandwich things.
Night before the next morning, you can look. If you order earn points redeemable for free McDonald's, you order with the McDonald's app.
Enterprise isn't just one of the world's largest transportation providers. We're a committed team, helping you get to what matters most. Your family, your livelihood, and your next adventure. Getting you there begins with our employees, who are motivated to make a difference for you every day. Around the world and around the corner, in neighborhoods like yours. Connecting you to all the places you love. That's Enterprise.
With Armor All, a little bit of this. Protects you from a lot of that. Armor All, minimum effort, maximum protection. For scientists, we're engineers, we dance, well not so well. Windows 11 makes things easier. One of the biggest features I use is working desktops. I go from being a student to being a gamer. Being a mentor is the biggest dream. Windows 11 helps us do it.
This is Antonelli's Tea Shop, and we're the Antonelli.
We chose our Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because we earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase.
And with no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to our business needs. What's in your wallet?
If protecting something this little is vital to our future, we need big ideas. Like DTE's Clean Vision. Clean Vision is about moving our double-winged sword in just 2 years.
It means powering a different kind of future. Cleaner energy, a cleaner environment. And clearly, that is tomorrow's. It's a big transformation. All the little things. Because little things really matter. DTE.
We've been shopping at Cadillac with no buyers have been years.
We feel that Cadillac and Nova set the standard for car buying for leasing experience.
The entire staff is very professional, courteous, and honest.
We are longtime Cadillac and Nova customers and want you to experience the best before you go anywhere else.
Stop by the #1 Cadillac dealer in the nation for incredible offers, or visit us online 24 hours a day at CadillacofNovi.com.
Welcome to the Discover Second Leadership Report.
Chris Kreider! They saw Chris Kreider was there! Toronto Rangers did the Hurricanes after 40 minutes of Madison Square Garden. A must-see third period is coming up. We talked about how the Rangers were taking goals from and it's nice for their big boys to produce, especially the 50-goal scorer, Chris Kreider. Absolutely, not this goal. Kreider ends up getting the goal, but you know what? Sometimes it's the players around you that create your goal. And there it is. It's all about Zibanejad in this one. You get a nice little play with Kreider, a little crisscross. Zibanejad goes to that. But what I like here, watch Zibanejad right here. He rolls off of his teammate, knowing that Kreider's in trouble. His only play is behind the net. That's always the same play before. You go behind the net, his linebacker knows it. So Zibanejad goes there, but right here, watch. Watch his stick play right here in about 2 seconds. He lifts this stick up and gets that puck. This play that does not happen. It's a subtle play, but it's huge. Now another not so subtle play that he does 4 seconds. Right here on D'Angelo. Watch him lift D'Angelo's stick. It goes flying in the air. This allows Kreider to come out and get that shot. He gets my stick, he goes get the puck there. But that's not a penalty. Zibanejad goes with the puck behind the net. Little stick play. That's a play for the stick play. No, they say that's a legal play. You chop down a nice stick and that's a penalty. Exactly. You go up on a stick and fling it into the rafters there, not a penalty. So Chris Kreider scored his team leading 6th goal in these playoffs, his 31st postseason career. Look out, Mess. Just put Mark Messier in the rear view from the tie. The second most for Rangers postseason history on only Mr. Ranger, Rod Gilbert. Our week sees between the pints. More on that goal. Thanks so much, Leaves. Ivy Rod has been outstanding for the Canes so far. A little miscue, and it's not unique to him. We've seen around the league. For a lot of young girls and boys that play the position, I want to take you into the thinking there for Ivy Rod. So he's down in his RPH, up on the post, trying to seal that short side, which I totally get. So he's leaning into the post, trying to seal that. But the problem is Chris Kreider's a left-hand shot. And once Chris Kreider comes around and he doesn't shoot that, Rod has time to either square up this way and be a little bit more square and/or regain his feet, and that puck would hit him square in the chest. Good job, Greasy. He went RBH. I thought we were previewing Ryan Mitchell Hopkins there for a second. I don't know, Alberta. That's coming up. So 2-0, the Near Rider squeezes one through. Right in the chicken wing right here. I got squeeze. Just took it once that one back, but goes in. Emily with Tony D'Angelo moments ago.
Tony, what does the third period need to look like for you guys to win?
Not like the second half of that second period, probably. We got to figure it out in the power play. Got to get some going. It can't be one shot in every time, so we got to figure it out there. Try to get back and get about a minute and a half here.
Your coach told me that he was really happy with the way you guys were playing, even when you went down 2-0. So is there anything different that you noticed with the Rangers in this one?
No, they played well. They played well all series so far. Especially since we're not getting too many chances. I think tonight we'll find ways to at least get more volume. We got to get more volume chances. We're getting a lot of volume, so hopefully another visit.
You know, there's a lot of former Rangers in your locker room, including you, but you're the only one that I hear booze for. So I'm just curious, what's it like for you playing against your former team in this building?
I can get it. So they can do whatever the hell they want. I think that's what they're doing. We just got to try to find come out here with.
Okay.
Balls RPH, not RNH. I see what you did there, Rich. Speaking of Ryan Nugent Hopkins, get into that battle of game 3 coming up tonight.
Sacrifice. This is our moment. Tough.
quarterback.
This second intermission report is presented by Discover, the official card of the NHL. Then he got back.
Unlimited cashback match. Only from Discover.
Read wrong, that man is always on. And he's on it with Jardiance for type 2 diabetes. His underhand Skyser, on fire. His grilling game, on point. And his A1C, Ron is on it with the once daily pill Jardiance. Jardiance not only lowers A1C, it goes beyond to reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease. And Jardiance may help you lose some weight.
Jardiance may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and general yeast or urinary tract infections, or rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
A once-daily pill that goes beyond lowering A1C? Audit with Jardiance. Ask your doctor about Jardiance. I've got that blue sky. I've got that sunshine. Don't sweat the technique.
We move from presence, from our creative style, to our thoughtful innovations, giving us the power to handle any moment with confidence. If anyone says they have money, we show them every road they travel was inspired by us. Empower your presence. The all-new Lexus LX60.
All right, everybody. We're back. I'll be here with you for the rest of this game. Right now, it is a 2-1 lead for the New York Rangers. It was Chris Kreider. It was Mika Zibanejad. Mika Zibanejad first on the power play. Kreider in the second period. And then Nino Niederreiter with an innocent looking backhand, although he was skating open on the right wing side of Flair rather than the 5-hole, and scored on Igor Shesterkin. And that's where we are right now.
It's Macy's Memorial Day sale with incredible furniture and mattress specials, like this outdoor sofa, $9.99, and the customer favorite Jolene sectional, $13.99.
Let me get this scoring summary. I got all the goals put in the note part of it. I haven't put it in the box score yet, so I'm going to do that right now while we're still waiting here. What do you think of the Stanley Cup playoffs so far? I mean, there's been a lot of goals in a lot of these series. Again, this is one of those games, one of those series that's been the complete opposite. And sometimes I feel like I like these games a little bit more in terms of that playoff intensity, defense, attention to detail. It's not like there hasn't been a lot of chances in this contest. These goalies have been pretty good. But, I mean, we've seen the Battle of Alberta with a 9-6 and then a 6-3 and lots of goals between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the New York Rangers. So, you know, this is one of those throwback type games right now where it's anybody's chance right now to win this one. And it's kind of nice. It's kind of refreshing on that side of things. It's just like the game, the other day, not this Florida-Tampa game, but the one on the road where Tampa came back and they scored the buzzer beater with Ross Colton and Nikita Kucherov. It was all Tampa today. Big 5-1 win, and then they get a chance to play a back-to-back where they can just finish off the series tomorrow. So there's no chance, I would say. Again, everybody was picking Florida, Stanley Cup final, Florida this, Florida that. I know that was the common consensus pick. I mean, the absolute last team you'd ever want to face is the Tampa Bay Lightning. And the only chance, really, Florida, I think it realistically would have had is if the Maple Leafs might have eliminated. Yeah, but it's just, I don't see it. This team, they're not as good as they used to be and this and that. I mean, acquisitions of Nick Paul, you get Brandon Hagel. I think Julian Brisebois has done an excellent job. I know a lot of this stuff has been with Yzerman's players, as I've talked about, but still, It's the veteran minimums. It's the Corey Perry. It's rebuilding that entire third line that you lost, and then coming out and doing this, going for a back-to-back-to-back. Lightning look as good as anybody. You can throw Colorado in that situation a lot. Lightning look as good as anybody. So they're showing some of the highlights here for game numero dos of the Battle of Alberta. And it's just Connor McDavid experience. Again, he's getting the setup, he's getting some hits, he's making some goals, doing some toe drags. That's disgusting there. Off a backhand, forehand windmill there past Jacob Markstrom. What hasn't this guy done? He's had a goal and an assist at least in 5 straight games. He's been an absolute freaking robot. Everybody's talking about Wayne Gretzky, and you see him in the game today. He's at MSG. And Connor McDavid looks about as close to that as I've ever seen. I really can't say that enough. As much as I love Alex Ovechkin to be able to throw that body with Dove, he had another 50-40-90 season, or 40-50-90 season. And it's an advanced age and all that. Again, Alex Ovechkin can make all those moves and then plus make some hits and things like that. But, I mean, my God, if you get Connor McDavid with the puck, it's all over. And then in the sense that you have Leon Draisaitl there, at worst is what, a top 3, top 5 at worst? I mean, come on, man. They're really hoping that, I'll say this. So I knew this was going to change. They got Smith and Stahl now. I'll move this around. I mean, the Oilers are really hoping that they just can continue to get the offense available, as Cooper and I talked about from the big boys when we were doing the Calgary games there on the other side, because he is the Calgary super fan, and I'll play the color commentator on that part, and he does an excellent job at that. If you haven't listened to Cooper Hopkins do play-by-play here on Colorcast, you're definitely missing out. It's just been a lot of goals. And again, Mike Smith, 40 years of age. Look, he's had a little bit of a resurgence. He had to play much better in game 2. That first period, I thought Calgary might have missed some opportunities, although they scored twice in the sense of putting even more pucks on net. Edmonton played a much better game offensively, defensively. Maybe not offensively, because just as good in game 1, but I'm saying much better game defensively. They were really prepared for the onslaught of it. And it turned out to be a really, really good game 2 for the Edmonton Oilers. So game 3 now, as the series shifts, apparently Edmonton's kind of stole one on the road, but it's Canada team to Canada team. But it's the same thing like Florida and Florida with the Panthers and Tampa Bay. But stole one on the road to get a chance maybe to kind of move things around, and we'll see what ends up happening. Did that just say that Jordan Binnington is out for the rest of the series? I got to look at that now. We have to look this up here before this starts. We have to look this up now because I did not see this one, folks. I wasn't able to cover the game last night. I was doing Celtics Heat. Let me give you a... Oh, okay. Let me see. St. Louis Blues goaltender Jordan Binnington out for the remainder of series against Colorado Avalanche. He will miss the rest of the second round series against the Avalanche because of the injury he suffered on Saturday in Game 3. Greg Berube announced. Charlie Lindgren was recalled from the NHL Blues AHL affiliate in emergency conditions, so it's going to be Ville Husso. Berube questioned Kadri's role in the collision despite no penalties being called. Look at Kadri's reputation. That's all I've got to say. Multiple suspensions, 8-game ban with legal check to the head of defenseman Justin Falk in the 2021 playoffs. And Kadri said, I saw a loose puck. I was kind of sitting behind him. The defenseman collided with me and pushed me into him. Had that not been the case, I don't think I would have hit him at all. That's what Kadri had to say. So the NHL is going to look into Kadri and for some suspension stuff. But again, no Samuel Girard, broken sternum, and no Jordan Binnington. So no defenseman for Colorado and Girard, and no Binnington. And no Binnington for St. Louis. Again, Ville Husso was good in the regular season. Binnington has been excellent in this postseason. That's going to really turn things around as Colorado is already up 2-1 in that series. So that is Awful, awful news. So, 2-1. 35 shots to 23 in favor of the Hurricanes. The 2 goals in favor of the Rangers. 2 power play opportunities both the side. Carolina is 0 for 2. The Rangers are 1 for 2. That's where we're at right now. As we're talking with Sean McDonough and Ray Ferraro. Ray Ferraro, I think, is one of the best behind the bench. So the ESPN got that one right for sure. We're going to get back into the official action right now in the third period. The Rangers are up 2-1, but they got an abbreviated penalty kill right now as Alexei Lafreniere is in the box. Minute 34 left to go on the Carolina power play. Zebra's getting set to drop the puck here, and this gets won, now picked up by Tony DeAngelo. So he's getting that first-line power play time right now for Rod Brendamore's squad. Intercepted there by Hedel. Hedel throws it down on Ronta, and Hedel's going to try to chase the puck. This is Tyler Mott now. Tyler Mott being worked over here by Sebastian Aho Jarvis. They're just trying to pry this one free. And this goes back to Aho. Back in behind the own net of Jarvis. Now skating into the neutral zone. Leave it there for Aho. Vincent Trocheck in the high slot. Now working his way to the right face-off dot. Goes back there to DeAngelo. This is Aho now. Back to DeAngelo. Now Trocheck one more time. He lets it go. Goes way wide. Aho in behind the cage. And going to set this one back up for Trocheck. 45 seconds left to go on the Carolina power play. Trocheck leaves it back for DeAngelo. A lot of window dressing here for the Canes. Puck possession, but no chances. Shot stopped by the glove hand and put over the net. Trocheck goes back to DeAngelo. Power play down to 30 seconds now. Niederreiter. Trocheck with DeAngelo. Back to Niederreiter now. This goes back to Aho. He's been working behind the cage. Right face up top for Trocheck one more time. DeAngelo fakes a slap shot. Down to 15 seconds through a screen. Stopped by Shesterkin. Not cleared out though. DeAngelo in the high slot. Goes back to Jarvis. Slap pass stopped. Aho tried to wrap this one around and Shesterkin cut him off. The power play is going to end. Puck possession still with Carolina. Jarvis gets smoked and double teamed and cross-checked and face-washed. The play is still alive. Jarvis is bamboozled here. He's behind the net now. If Jarvis gets a goal out of this, I might fall out of my seat. Gets deflected. It was in between the jersey of Zibanejad, I believe, or Adam Fox. Still kept in the zone. This is Jesper Fast as Carolina got the change. They're still in the zone. Teuvo Teravainen. And Teravainen finally lost it. And the Rangers can get some much-needed changes right now. As this goes back in behind the cage, Keandre Miller will play this back out to the forwards who have just changed. Intercepted there by Carolina at the red line. And Carolina is going to catapult this thing down the ice to Shesterkin. Shesterkin plays it to Keandre Miller, trying to get around Jesper Fast. Hits it off the kick plate. Beautiful bounce pass there. Mika Zibanejad. Chance for Kreider. Kreider holding off the backhand side. This is Mika Zibanejad now toward the left face-up dot. Slavin gets an outlet pass. Here comes Jesper Fast. Nice backhand holding. Trying to play it out in front. The blue shirts find it and get this one down. Jacob Slavin lost a good back check there. Zibanejad couldn't get to it. It's a 1-on-3. Canes have possession. It goes off the mask of Shesterkin off the backhand. And this goes back toward the Rangers logo. Slavin gets it down across the kick plate. It goes back to Shesterkin's goal stick. He's going to let this one go. As Steven Lorentz couldn't get there for the Carolina Hurricanes. And now this is Niederreiter. 40 shots on goal for the Carolina Hurricanes and just 24 for the Rangers. But they're up 2-1. They need a win in this series. They're down 2-0. Fluttered out in front. Niederreiter couldn't corral that tip. And it goes back into the neutral zone where it's gloved down by Adam Fox. Panarin weaving his way through the bowling pins. Panarin goes down. It's still in the neutral zone, picked up by Domi. Domi now the lone forechecker there with Kasperi Kotkaniemi. Kotkaniemi gets leveled toward the blue line side and picked up now by the Rangers. Strome holding off the toe drag, stolen there by Necas. Necas plays it over to Trocheck. Trocheck trying to get in there to Necas. Necas off the kick plate, now toward the left face-off dot. This goes back toward the blue line. Shot into the screen for Brady Shea. Stopped there by the blue shirts before it hits Shesterkin. And now this goes to Panarin. Panarin lost it. Nice move there by Pesci to be able to steal that. Andrei Svechnikov, 5 shots in the series, no goals. And man, that was a rebound chance for Pesci, but the puck went wide as this goes to Shea. Shea lost it, and now this is Strome. Gonna hold, let this one go now toward the left faceoff dot, and it was gloved and held by Antti Ranta. 15:34 left to go in the third period. John here with you from Madison Square Garden. Carolina Hurricanes up 2-0 in this series, but the Rangers have doubled their offense from games 1 and 2, where they combined 1 goal. They got 2, courtesy of Mika Zibanejad on the power play and Chris Kreider in the second period. It was Nino Niederreiter a little bit later in that second period, toward the middle part of that stanza, to make it 2-1. But it is 2-1 right now for the Rangers, with 15:34 left in the third. 6 shots to 2 in the period in favor of Carolina, and that was helped with the abbreviated power play. Shot bounced off of the elbow of Teravainen with the puck there. Jarvis going to try to pass this one to Aho off the cross pass, and it was a little bit too hard there. He couldn't corral it. This goes to Shesterkin. See if this gets intercepted by Carolina. It does, with the rookie Seth Jarvis trying to play it out in front. It bounced off a goal stick of Shesterkin. This is still with the Rangers right now as it goes across the red line, where the Carolina Hurricanes can intercept and try to make something going. They have to dump this in, though, because Keandre Miller was right there. Alexei Lafreniere also out on this line. Rooney flubbed a shot. He's going to just put this around the kick plate now. This goes back to Sebastian Aho. He gets bodied off the puck. Another good hit on the other side. It finds Strome. He lets this one go. A chance for the Rangers, but it goes down the ice. No icing. Is this Alexei Lafreniere? He gets this one back down, and this will be an icing. It didn't get across the red line before it was cleared down. 14:30 left to go in the third period as they're showing the cup pieces here on ESPN. Your latter game will be the Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames in the Battle of Alberta. It'll be game 3 as it switches to Rogers Place. And this series is tied at 1. It was a 9-6 game, and then it was a 6-3 game in favor of the Edmonton Oilers in game 2. Connor McDavid, Draisaitl, and company have been very, very good. Mike Smith had a really good bounce back after having a very, very rough game 1 in which he was pulled after giving up 3. 2-on-1 opportunity. Mott could be the trailer. Shot tapped up in the air. It goes through the goal crease. And now this goes to Carolina. Big time opportunity there. But Strome and Mott could not finish it. Shea got hit by Reeves. This goes to Jesper Fostin behind the goal crease. Now Jordan Staal. Staal tried to play it out in front, but it didn't hit any white jersey. It hit the blue jerseys. So Carolina's going to be going left to right across the timeline in the radio dial. The Rangers will be going right to left. Excuse me, sorry. So this is Kreider. Kreider now. Trying to get around. Kreider can't get there. This goes back to Seidel. Now it's Zibanejad. And it goes back down the ice. Is this going to be an icing? Yes, it will be. So this is going to go against the Carolina Hurricanes. 13:30 left to go in the third period. John Hunter with you from Madison Square Garden. Man, that was a backhand attempt. Mott tried to glove it one down on a midair, and he just shot it through the goal crease in midair. Did not cross the red line. Might have hit the shaft of the stick of Antti Ranta, the goaltender there, to be able to stay out. What a save that was. What an opportunity that was. That was a good effort there by Mott. Fired in through the screen. It goes wide. Keandre Miller trying to get to this one first as it goes toward the right faceoff dot. Carolina, Svechnikov gets this one down. Vincent Trocheck holding off the backhand. He played it into nobody in particular. He wasn't really patient with it. And this goes back into the defensive zone as we're down to 13 minutes left to go in the third period of this low-scoring contest. But I kind of like it that way. It's been good defense and good action on both sides, to be honest with you. It's just been good goaltending. Natchez entered way off sides. We're going to get a neutral zone draw. 12:58 left to go in the third period. So let me give you some stats here as far as some of the team stuff as we go along. It was 41 shots for Carolina and 27 for the Rangers, 13 hits to 21 in favor of the Rangers, 26 face-off wins to 19 in favor of the Hurricanes. It is a 2-1 scoreline as being a commercial break in favor of New York. Come right back. Let's finish off this game.
Even if it's great, at least Geico makes bundling of renters and car insurance easy.
We do save a lot of money.
Oh boy, where's she going for dinner? 1987. For bundling made easy, go to Geico.com.
So, people can get free stamps for Galaxy XT2 when they trade in the Galaxy. Any year, any condition.
Oh, I get it. So you can take your old phone that you've had for 12 years and loved every minute of, and trade it in for something that suits your life now?
That's right. Yeah.
Find it for immediate success. Even though you'll never forget your old phone?
It's a great trade.
Life changing.
Get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 with any Galaxy trade. Any year, any condition. Only at AT&T.
We're scientists, we're engineers, we dance, though not so well. Windows 11 makes things easier. One of the biggest features I use is working desktops. I go from being a student to being a gamer. Being a mentor is one of the biggest dreams we have. And Windows 11 helps us do it.
Want a worry-free way to kill bugs? Eco-Trellis use light, odors, or chemical insecticides to attract and trap flying insects. They work
All right.
Zero. People-friendly, but deadly.
As the series rolls along, it starts getting more and more physical. These two teams have been really at it today. Some really strong body contact. Change of protection that comes off it, and a flat-out hit for Brayden Schneider's been involved a couple of times. Brian Stroh leads the Rangers with 4 hits in the game today. Rangers will look to forecheck a little bit for the 2-1 lead.
Back into the action here. Shea trying to forecheck here for Carolina. Carolina not in desperation mode yet in this contest. They're up 2-0 in the series, but they're down 2-1. But it's 12:40 left to go in the third period. Antti Raanta, this bounces high off the kick plate and all the way into the Rangers defensive zone where they can get settled down here. Picked up across the red line. This is a chance for the Hurricanes right now. And Andrei Svechnikov, just his 6th shot in this entire series. Glove saved by Igor Shesterkin pretty calmly there. 12:27 left to go in the third period. It has been Mika Zibanejad in the first on the power play. Chris Kreider made it 2-0 in the second. And then Nito Niederreiter made it a 2-1 game. And that's where we stand right now with 12:27 left to go. He's made 41 saves, tied most for New York Rangers single-season post record. 5th game in the postseason, allowing 40-plus shots and 40-plus saves. That's tied for second New York Rangers all-time as far as saves is concerned. Sebastian Aho will be the offensive zone draw man here for the Hurricanes. Andrew Kopp is going to win it clean for the Rangers in the defensive zone. They get this one down, glove down by Kreider. Kreider gets this down in deep to Ranta's goal crease, and this is played. Rocketed down the kick play where it finds Shesterkin's goal stick. He's got to spin around and try to play this one, and Jacob Trouba will try to get this one out. Slavin trying to bounce it up the forecheck. Aho throwing the body as he falls down. It's a 3-on-2 for the Rangers, but the pass for the slot gets deflected. Seth Jarvis tries to chip this one ahead. It was 1-on-3. Jarvis was able to chip it ahead at the very least between 3 blue shirts. Now puck goes up and on a play. We had a neutral zone draw. 11:48 left to go in the third now. Again, the New York Rangers are at home in Madison Square Garden. They're in the blue and red. And the Carolina Hurricanes are in the white and red. It is a 2-1 score, and it's been a very good contest so far. And again, I mean this wholeheartedly, the New York Rangers have doubled their goal scoring because they had just 1 combined goal in games 1 and 2, and they have 2 in game 3. Carolina had 2 in game 1, 2 in game 2. They won the first game 2-1 in overtime, courtesy of Ian Cole. Second game, they won 2-0. It is 2-1 right now. New York Rangers with 11:30 left. Back in behind the cage. D'Angelo tries to throw a pass, gets intercepted there. Played out in front. Slap shot. What a save by Raanta. He slid over. I think he just robbed Heedle there. 11:29 left. We're going to take another look at this when we get a chance. Capo Kakko was the one that got robbed. So that was the line of Heedle, Lafreniere, and Kakko. Lafreniere, he gets it across. Heedle throws the pass to Kakko. All in the slot. One time all aligned. The missiles were locked on target, but Antti Raanta made the save and diverted that biscuit from going in. Face-off dropped there unfairly, it seems like. So we're going to do this one more time, and Carolina fans wouldn't like this one because they had the puck. So Hedel now in the face-off circle. This is a chance for Kasperi Kotkaniemi to win a key draw. Hedel and Kotkaniemi going to do this one more time. Let's drop this puck. One there by the Rangers. Rangers now holding. Trouba lets it go and through the screen, and it goes wide. Picked up now by Carolina. Carolina going to try to get this one down now as this goes to Chris Kreider all the way back in his own end. Kreider's going to need some help. Aho trying to knock that puck loose. Picked up now by Rooney as these lines have been shifted here. Hedel with Alexei Lafreniere. Hedel now lost it. Rangers trying to keep this in the offensive zone. Slavin trying to get this one out. He rockets it. Is it a chance? Oh, it was lifted high there for Steven Lorentz. He could have beaten Igor Shesterkin off a flub pass, and Slavin, it was bounced in between. Lorentz found it. He roofed it high. Kept in by Shea. Stolen there by the Rangers. Lafreniere wants it, and now they're just going to take a change. Down to 10:30 left to go here in the third period. The Rangers are up 2-1. Tony DeAngelo, sweet moves to get into the zone, holding up the backhand. This is Vincent Trocheck now. Trocheck lost it. Keandre Miller with the active stick there. A chance for Rooney. Dumped ahead. This goes back to Antti Ranta. Antti Ranta gets the puck out before he has to collide there with Rooney. And this gets up and out of play. 10:09 left to go in the third period. Rangers up 2-1. Courtesy of Mika Zibanejad and Chris Kreider. Again, Nito Niederreiter was the goal scorer in the second. It was 1-0 after one. It was 2-1 after two. No goals here in the third. And man, Steven Lorentz, he's going to be kicking himself. But again, it is a bouncing puck. He was just trying to skate enough to shoot it there. He just shot it wide of the left post. And then the back pass for Domi went just on the other side. So good chances there for Carolina on the fourth line. They couldn't make it count, though. Chance here for Pesce to Shea. And Shea will hold now. He's going to leave this one for Pesce. It bounced off the skate, saved in at the blue line there by Kasperi Kotkaniemi. Kotkaniemi tries to find that pass in toward the low slot. Tipped out in front, picked up by the blue shirts. Pesce's got it now with Cole. Cole gets his shot attempt blocked, and Cole's going to have to race all the way back. New York will not chase this thing. They're going to instead elect for wholesale line changes. Chance here for Natchez. Leave it for Cole off the slap shot. Might have a breakout here. Carolina is back. Drop pass. Strome leaves it across for Andrew Kopp. He's now behind the cage of Ranta. Kopp bounces it off the kick plate. Slap shot goes wide and up and out of play. 9:21 left to go in the third. It seems like we're going to have a media stoppage here. 2-1 left. 2-1 is the score. 9:21 left, I should say. In this game, the Rangers looking to make this a 2-1 series, and they don't want to go down 3-0. They got to win this one at MSG. Let's come back and call the rest of this game when we return.
You're never responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card.
Own a Cadillac certified pre-owned vehicle. Cadillac of Novi is the #1 Cadillac certified pre-owned dealership in the country. Every certified pre-owned vehicle undergoes a 172-point inspection and is covered by 5-year unlimited mile warranty. Get 20% off your Cadillac for fair trade value on your trade-in. Get that tax refund for you. With more than 120 certified pre-owned Cadillacs to choose from and financing for everyone. Now is the time for a certified pre-owned Cadillac. With confidence at Cadillac of Novi.
It's been a good contest so far between two really good defensive-oriented teams. It was just more along the lines of Gerard Gallant's squad trying to get a little bit more offense going. Again, 2 goals already doubles the output of games 1 and 2 when they had just one. They got a 2-1 lead right now, but half the third period still up to go here.
Mika Zibanejad has no points and 4 shots in the first 2 games of the series. He's been fantastic in his 15 minutes here this afternoon. And on the forecheck with the body contact to set up 1 point, keeping the legs moving to protect the puck. By Philip Heedle for a scoring chance. A power play goal in the first period and assist in the second period. Been a terrific game for Savannah Jeff.
Back into the official call here. Carolina gets this one dumped down the ice. Igor Shesterkin will go out to play this as it finds Red Pesci. Now to Shea as he goes across the kick play. They might have mixed in there with Ian Cole as well for Rod Brindamore on that side as they kind of mixed those defensive lines. This goes back to Lindgren. Lindgren now from Fox trying to get that in. Carolina very active on this offensive zone forecheck now. Get this toward the left faceoff dot, and Jordan Stahl holding off the backhand finds Nito Niederreiter. Niederreiter gets around Lindgren, but he punishes him first. Niederreiter lets it go, and the shot was blocked there momentarily by the blue shirts before it even hits Shesterkin. 8:30 left to go in this third period. Carolina heavily outshooting New York 42-29. They're down 2-1 now. They're trying to go 3-0 in this series, and the Rangers trying to get this a series once more to make it 2-1 if they can get this win at MSG. You can definitely change everything. You win both these games at home. Again, Carolina has proven that could be the case, and they lose some road games. They're 0-3 on the road. They won all their games at PNC. They're 5-0 at home at PNC. They're 0-3 on the road. They lost all three the Boston Bruins in the 7-game series on the road, but they had that luxury of being the higher seed to finish it off. So an offensive zone draw here for the New York Rangers. Let me get my lines set up here once more. One there. And now we got an offsides entry. So now this is going to be a neutral zone draw. We're going to do this again. 8:14 left to go in the third period. John Andre with you for this Eastern Conference semifinal between the New York Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes. Again, I started with the Eastern Conference in the first round and worked my way to the West. This time I worked backwards in the second round part of it. So this is the one series I have not covered yet between the 8 teams that are left in the 4 series that are being played. We got 2 in the East and 2 in the West. But it's a big-time development on the other side for an off day between the Colorado Avalanche and the St. Louis Blues. Jordan Binnington is not going to return for the rest of the series. It's going to be Ville Husso trying to get the job done there, as Colorado has a 2-1 edge in the series. In this game, we got 7:45 left. Rangers up 2-1. Puck is being battled through in the neutral zone, and the hand pass is called. So we have a lot of just uneven movement here within the last couple of minutes here with some offsides, a hand pass, unclean entries, some puck drops that weren't dropped fairly there between the Zebras, and been a little bit of discombobulation within the last couple of minutes here, but still a good game nonetheless. Mika Zibanejad tried to play this one off of a stick check, and it just bounced out of the air. So we got a neutral zone draw. Marty Necas now. Necas gets his pass across. Trocheck trying to find Teuvo Teravainen. Shot stopped by Shesterkin with the left pad. Rangers get this one poked ahead with Strome. Zibanejad, Lafreniere. Lafreniere lets it go. Right glove save there by Antti Raanta. Rangers get this one dumped in deeper. The Carolina Hurricanes have to collect with Ian Cole. Ian Cole can get this one played to Svechnikov. Svechnikov couldn't find it. Trocheck does. Trocheck, backhand, forehand, lets it go off a shot. Stop there before it hits Shesterkin. Rangers might have a chance at this off at 1-on-2, and it goes back to Ian Cole. So Ian Cole's out there right now with Brendan Smith on the third one. Picked up by Aho momentarily and then lost. Heedle gets it down. 6:40 left to go in the third. This has been good defense here by the Rangers trying to salt this 1-goal lead to a victory here. Nito Niederreiter had the puck bounce off of him. This is still across the red line right now. Carolina gets this in the offensive zone. Shesterkin comes out and plays this one with the goal stick. Shesterkin gets it down the ice and it goes in the player's bench. So again, another neutral zone draw as this eludes Frank Petrano. I haven't really said his name. That's the first time I've really seen him on the ice here for a drawing squad. So let's say Lafreniere and Strome. And Lafreniere elect to shoot. It was a pretty good shot, honestly, in the high glove side. He tried to aim for that right post, and Raanta just fought it off just enough. 6:24 left to go in the third period. John Andre with you from MSG. Rangers trying to make this a 2-1 series. Carolina trying to take a commanding 3-0 lead, but They're 0 for 3 right now on the road, and they're the only team left in the Stanley Cup playoffs that do not have a road win. This goes back to Carolina, and they're going to take their time with Shea. Shea now, still holding. Pesci's still looking on the other side. This goes back and across the kick plate in the red line, so they can dump it in as we get the Let's Go Rangers chant. Again, the crowd is going to be enjoying this low-scoring game. And are we getting a penalty on the Rangers and Tyler Mott, according to Ray Ferraro? Once I can see this one, he might have got a stick left there that might have hit something under the hands. Slashing against Tyler Mott. It's going to put Carolina on the power play at the 6:03 mark. It is their third power play of the contest, so not a great time. Never really a great time to take a penalty, but especially late in this game when you have a 1-goal lead and it's 6:03 left. Not a really good time to take a penalty there for Tyler Mott. So we'll see what happens here. If Carolina is going to go 0 for 3 on the power play, we just got a piece of Brett Pesci. Took the stick right out of his hands and never had the puck. So Carolina gets an offensive zone draw, and this is a chance here for Vincent Trocheck. Trocheck can't win it clean, but Carolina able to find this thing. Teravainen can't hold that blue line, though. Down to 1:45 left to go on the Carolina power play. 5:45 left to go in the contest. Trocheck and Jarvis left it there, and Kopp will flutter this one down. So Tony DeAngelo will get this now from Monty Ranta as he comes out of his goal crease as the Carolina power play is down to 1:30. Trocheck. Jarvis. Trocheck now. Tried to leave it there for Jarvis toward the blue paint, and it goes wide because Zibanejad will flutter this one back down the ice. Excellent penalty killing here for the New York Rangers. It'd be big time to go 0 for 3 right now on the Carolina power play to be able to kill that off and go 3 for 3 on the kill. And just give one here. We got to get this game. Again, 2 goals is the high output right now for the Rangers. A give and go here. Jarvis, Trocheck, Aho trying to wait in toward the left face-off circle, toward the high circle at that. I'm not really sure where he wants to be. I don't think he knows where he wants to be at this point. Carolina does keep it in with Tony DeAngelo, though. Natchez lets it go toward the high left post, and it goes up and out of play. 4:47 left to go in the third period. Carolina's power play, the third attempt at that has looked pretty suspect, honestly. I didn't really see too many of these guys getting set up and being too sure of what they wanted to do. It's Niederreiter, Svechnikov, Aho, Tony DeAngelo, and Marty Natchez right now in the line. And Niederreiter just tipped that one high. Not even close. That's what I see right now on the ice for Carolina. Shesterkin's been strong. He's only given up 1. And he's faced a lot of shots. It's like 47 saves, 47 or 48, something like that for Shesterkin. And they're going to do this draw again. I mean, there's been so many stops and starts and stops and starts here. Kotkaniemi is going to be in on the draw with Mika Zibanejad as Rod Brind'Amour looks on. Again, there's no panic here as Carolina is up 2-0, but certainly at some point you would think Rod Brind'Amour would like to see his team win a road game. DeAngelo leaves this here. Slavin, quick play there for Kotkaniemi. It is turned over here. This is a chance for Kopp. This one goes wide. He almost goes all the way back and gets it himself. Carolina's power play now is done in 20 seconds. This is a chance here now for Carolina to get something going here. Natchez, you get this one, but it's held toward the blue line side. Svechnikov lets it go. He picks it back up as he gloves it down toward the left face-off dot. It eludes Natchez there, and New York Rangers get this all the way down. Absolutely nothing going for Carolina on that power play. Great penalty kill there by the Blue Shirts to get this one knocked away. They're really trying to get a 2-1 series and trying to make this a series again. Keandre Miller, chance for Strome. Strome now to Kopp as this goes back to Shea. Shea has it stolen. Panarin lets it go, and glove saved and held. A flashy one at that. Flash in the leather, Monty Ranta. 3:44 left to go in the third period. Everybody's standing here at MSG and waving the white towels. It is a perfect 3 for 3 penalty kill as we're going to be taking a media timeout. 3:44 left. See who's going to win this one. Stay tuned.
Get ready for more. More chocolate flavored, more refreshing, and more ways to get going. New mango pineapple Dunkin' Refreshers.
Charlie's Tea Shop, and we're the Antonelli.
We chose our Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because we earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase.
And with no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to our business needs. What's in your wallet?
To thrive in the city, it takes ingenuity.
Alexa, open the garage door.
To drive in the city, it takes the incomparable agility of the Lexus UX.
Verizon just gave us all a brand new iPhone 13.
We've been customers for years. I thought new phones were for new customers. We got iPhone 13s to switch to Verizon 2 minutes ago.
Ours were busted, and we still got a shiny new one.
Check it out. So wait, everybody gets the same great deal.
I think that's the point.
iPhone 13 on us for every customer, current, new, everyone, on any unlimited plan, starting at just $35. All on the network more people rely on. Adam Fox had 74 points in the regular season. Here he shows his value at the defensive end. Everybody's going to lay out at this time. That took a bite. DeAndre Svechnikov brisker than he blocked and turned aside. The Rangers 3 minutes and 44 seconds away from having the Carolina series lead.
Off the face-off.
Chance to get back into the action here with 3:30 left. So 3:30 left to go in the third period. It is in the New York Rangers defensive zone. Carolina down a goal. Slap shot blocked there by the Blue Shirts. Picked up by Artemi Panarin. Panarin will get this one down to Cobb. But Niederreiter is going to be able to intercept this one. So it's going to get pretty close to goalie pulling time here as this goes to Jesper Fast. Jesper Fast throws a rocket down the kick play right now as it finds Trouba. Keandre Miller also working there with Nito Niederreiter. This is trying to oppose that. This is a chance for Pesce. Pesce tries to keep it alive and finds his stick. Pesce now holding and leaving it there for Shea. D'Angelo now, as they're mixing up Pesce and D'Angelo on the first and second lines. And Rod Brendamore is not able to get his team down in the offensive zone here. The pass eluded Seth Jarvis. Again, the goalie pull for Antti Raanta has to be coming soon, but it's only going to happen if Carolina can maintain some puck possession here. Picked up now by Carolina in their own end. Down to 2:30 left. Jarvis spinning this one around. Sebastian Aho. It's been quiet on that first line. D'Angelo lets it go into the screen. And Shesterkin said no. He saw it all the way somehow. 2:29 left in the third. Now with an offensive zone draw here, this may be the time that Carolina and Rod Brendamore pull this goalie, as Antti Raanta could be going to the seats here with the extra man for a 6-on-5. Again, I don't think it's all considering at this point that concerning for Carolina to be a 2-1 series advantage. New York really has to get this one to make it 2-1 rather than 3-0. But again, as I've said, Carolina is the only team left in the playoffs that have not won a road game. They'd be 0 for 4. And for as good as this team is on every single side of things, it really surprises me. But I did say this. New York is just as good on defense. And like Gerard Gallant said, head coach, it's just about getting enough offense going so we can find our way to get back in the series. None of these games have been blowouts. It was a 2-1 loss and then a 2-0 loss. And now the Rangers have a 2-1 lead. So it's low goal scoring, low totals, but high shot totals in this game. Shesterkin's been excellent. So Raanta is in the bench. It is 6-on-5, empty net. And there is no power play, just 6-on-5, but an offensive zone draw here that is very important for Carolina to win if they want to be able to sustain some pressure here. Stahl looking on. Again, 2:29 left. If New York wins this, they can make it a 2-1 series. Carolina trying to go up 3-0. They need a goal first to at least even this game to have that chance. A face-off win for the Rangers as it goes back to Lindgren. It's not out of the zone yet. Carolina, the Zebras able to jump out of the way. They play this out in front. Stolen there. Aho trying to get an active stick check in front. Nice cross pass. This could be it. Kreider missed the open net. And now this goes back to Tony DeAngelo. He could have iced it there, but he missed it. He missed it just short off the backhand. For a guy that's had 50-something goals, you'd find that hard to believe that he would miss it, but he did. It happens sometimes. Carolina still has the puck possession, and the icing is going to get waved off. Carolina is not within moments' notice of this puck, and now Tony DeAngelo finally enters the ESPN feed and screen. DeAngelo going to leave this one here for Natchez. Bounce it off the kick plate. Try to get back and get set up here. DeAngelo now gets this one down. Natchez will try to give this back to DeAngelo. Back to the lefty side. Carolina holds with a minute 30 left. They need a goal right now. Intercepted by the Rangers. Now this could go in, and it does! The Rangers take a 3-1 lead. They should be having a 2-1 series now as they hold serve here in Game 3. They need to be able to do so here in Game 4. And it looks like Carolina will be 0 for 4 on the road right now. So it was a Chris Kreider attempt that probably should have hit the net that didn't. And then just an innocent clear with the yawning net makes it 3-1 New York as the crowd and the towels and everybody rise and wave as one here at MSG. It's a beautiful sight here with the original 6 team of the New York Rangers. And Carolina really did. They played a good game. I mean, they had about 47 shots on Shesterkin. And this is one of those situations where he was really good. And he's got the Vezina. He should be getting the Vezina for a reason. He's the NHL's best regular season goaltender. So it's one of those ones that the Rangers really had to have. And it looks like they could be taking this one unless we have some unforeseen circumstances. So Raanta back in his goal cage right now. He's got about a minute 10 left to go in the third. Goes in around behind the net. Svechnikov. Again, he only has 6 shots in this series and no points. He's one of the best first liners on Carolina. Kasperi Kotkaniemi lost the puck. It gets cleared down the ice. And it's going to be an icing against the New York Rangers. I don't think they're going to care too much at this point. I'm sure they're riding that energy from that empty net goal that was just scored. So this should just be window dressing for the last 58.3 seconds left. Carolina is going to empty the net one more time, so maybe not. We might get another goal on the goal board here. But in terms of the game story that's going to be written following this at hopelesssportsguy.wordpress.com, I'll give you the play-by-play and full coverage and all that when this is done. The empty netters will probably be on the lower totem pole of it. It's more along the lines of the great defense that was played by the New York Rangers. And Carolina played a good game as far as shot totals, but Shesterkin was strong. Rooney gets this one down across the kick plate. Will the Rangers be the first to get to it? No, they will not. Mott trying to get to it. This goes to Carolina. They're running out of time, down 2. Kasperi Kotkaniemi fires it, and it gets blocked in between and out of play. It might have been an offside entry between Trocheck and Svechnikov. So that's just going to negate it in its entirety as the faceoff goes back into the neutral zone. 42 seconds left to go in the third period of this contest. It looks like the Rangers are going to make it a 2-1 series. Carolina was trying to make it 3-0, but you got to be able to win a game on the road. They're going to fall to 0-4 in that regard. They're 5-0 at home, 0-4 on the road. So, again, as the point has been made, you're not always going to be the highest seed, especially now you would think with Jordan Binnington out for the rest of the series here for St. Louis. Colorado might be in the driver's seat unless Ville Husso can make something happen here. If Carolina and Colorado play, they'd be starting on the road, and you're going to say if you're down 2-0 at that point, Colorado could win a series in 7 if it ever got that far. If the stats never moved, the way that they've been right now between home and road splits. Igor Chance right now as the puck goes into the players' bench. And that's good to hear for Igor Shesterkin. I bet that's got to feel good because he's had a couple of rough playoff games. He's got that smile and smirk on his face. 43 saves there for Igor Shesterkin, 43 out of 44. The Vezina man has been very strong in the pipes, and that's more along the lines of what Gerard Gallant can expect. Look, he's not going to only give up just one goal and make 43 saves all the time. Remember, I had that one triple overtime playoff game where he made 69 saves and lost. But you would expect him to keep his goals against average more along the lines of under 2, and it hasn't been to that point. But this was an excellent game here for Igor Shesterkin, a great bounce back for the Rangers. They got just enough offense to be able to win this one. So that's how we're going to end it. 3-1. The New York Rangers get back into this series 2-1 now with a 3-1 win. Have a good one, everybody. I will talk to you soon. And before I go, there is a meeting right now toward the left face-off dot with some hacks and whacks and punches being thrown. I think Alexei Lafreniere is also in on this one. Lindgren. This is a chance here as Lindgren throws down his defensive man. I'm not going to go yet if there's a fight on the way. Lindgren Still throwing some punches on Kasperi Kotkaniemi. I can finally see who was down. So Lindgren threw down Kotkaniemi, had a little bit of a wrestling match, and now it's going to get broken up here. Domi and Lindgren. Gerard Gallant, we've got a lot of chirping right now. That's what he's saying on the other side of things. Probably going to get some punches thrown and some pleasantries exchanged between the two squads, but it's all over but the crying as far as this game is over because the Rangers have made it a 2-1 series with a 3-1 victory here today. A lot of words being exchanged across the players' bench. Domi is leaving right now. There's a flag being waved across. No quit in New York. No doubt about it. And now the Rangers and the Blue Shirts can finally salute their fans. And Gerard Gallant is hot. He said, "Stop effing talking here. We won this game. It's over." That's what he did. That's pretty much what he mouthed right now. Carolina's going to the bench. Gerard Gallant is screaming at the referees right now just to be able to get things under control. Gerard Gallant is really giving it to the Zebras. They're showing right now, everybody's huddling around Igor Shesterkin, congratulating him with that big-time win. I want to make sure I didn't leave before all this stuff happened because we had a fight and everything else. So that will officially end it now. A little bit of auspicious ending here, but the Rangers get the job done. 3-1 with the victory here in the matinee game on Sunday. As always, guys, have a good one. I will catch you soon. It's probably going to be Tuesday or Thursday between the Battle of Alberta. I'm on standby here for Sunday just in case I get a message here from Cooper, but I will catch up with you next week. I'm probably done for the rest of the day here. Got 5 out of 7 days as far as work, so feeling pretty good about that. As always, guys, have a good one. Peace.
The scuffle that ensues, with some penalties handed out, and the Rangers send the faithful here at MSG home happy. 3 games in